Check this out. Every Thursday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. Buy 5 pizzas, get 5 free. You know how this goes. Buy 10, get 10 free. Any size, any quantity. So bring in your soccer, baseball, basketball, or tennis team, your club organization after practice, or game today for that free pizza. Your kids are going to love that world-class game room. It's fun. It's affordable. Team bonding, what a great idea. Bring in pizza for your loyal employees today. They're going to love it, and half your pizzas are free. You're going to love that. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Stop today for your free pizza with your family, with your employees. I love the pepperoni at the Mine Shaft. It's the real deal. The Friday Cod Fish Fry is all you can eat. It's under $10. It's the best fish fry value anywhere. Order your pizza now. Pick it up shortly. Visit MineShaftRestaurant.com. It's the Mine Shaft.
This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. We have 2 big humps in this business, right before summer and right after fall. And for us, that's when the lines are the longest. Folks usually choose to do their exterior work during those times, and what I'm trying to do here with this message is level out the flow of business so that we don't have to disappoint anyone come November and December because they were hoping to get their work done before the snow flies. I understand where the focus is during summer, but you know what? It really is a great time to get signed up for your exterior work, like siding and windows, because that's when the lines are the shortest, and it's the one time that we're pretty sure we're not going to get any snow. So if you're looking to get your work done, why put it off? The lines are shorter and we'll be ready. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, call Semper Fi, because you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update.
The NFL preseason is in full swing. The Packers down in Cincinnati this week as the 2 teams held a joint practice on Wednesday in preparation for Friday night's game. Good first-year starter Jordan Love see some playing time in Cincinnati this week.
Yeah, another plan, get a couple series out there. I'm not sure how many yet. Said we were going to kind of base it off practice, how it went. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I definitely want to be out there, get some reps, just get back into the game mode.
Packers-Bengals set to kick off Friday night at 6 p.m. Mark Canha scored the winning run in the bottom of the 10th inning as the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers beat the Colorado Rockies by a final score of 7-6 on Wednesday afternoon. With the victory, the Brewers now leading the NL Central Division by 2.5 games over both the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
Taking a look at your roads, your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. 94 westbound west of Highway 100 just cannot catch a break this morning. We've got another crash. No delays related to this one right now, but the right shoulder is blocked. Looks like that's just east of Elm Grove Road if you're headed in that area. You'll just be mindful of that. Looks like a black sedan. Not blocking any lanes, though, and delays finally starting to work themselves out on 94 eastbound. We had a crash earlier at Mitchell that has since been cleared. We're now back down to 15 minutes on your drive from the zoo into downtown Milwaukee. That's just an extra 9.
Traffic is sponsored by Built Right Furniture, Leather and Mattresses.
For affordable, better quality furniture and mattresses, you've got to get to Built Right today. Built Right Furniture saves you money. 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, mostly sunny, breezy, and humid today, a high of 83. Clouds will be on the increase overnight, a low of 65. Tomorrow will be a day to keep an eye on, especially in the afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms likely. TMJ4 meteorologist Kristen Kershane saying some of those storms in the afternoon could be strong to severe. We'll have our eyes on it with your Fleet Farm Storm Team coverage tomorrow afternoon. A high of 86 for your Friday. Mostly sunny and 84 Saturday. Cooling back into the 70s then Sunday and Monday. Chances of rain each day. Possible thunderstorms. Highs in the mid to upper 70s. Right now in Madison it's 69. In Green Bay, same temperature. Waukesha at 68. And in Milwaukee, mostly sunny and 73 degrees. I'm Adam Roberts, signing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 9:08.
Grab some cheese curds and cream puffs. It's time for WTMJ Now. Broadcasting live from the Bank 5-9 studio at the Wisconsin State Fair. Here's Sandy Maxx and Steve Scaffidi.
And good morning, everybody. Yes, we're live from the Wisconsin State Fair. Another, as Jeff Wagner says, a picture-perfect Chamber of Commerce day.
Light breeze.
Oh, my goodness.
Making all the funnel cake flags flap.
And lots of flavor.
Oh,
look who's here.
You recognize that voice? Chef Michael Fecker just jumping right in. I love this guy's enthusiasm. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we thought we'd kind of tee it up with fair food, and you're a guy that creates masterpieces with food.
Appreciate
right?
it. Yes.
Yeah, I was just at El Mito on Tuesday night. Fantastic spaghetti bolognese.
I was at Dobie's a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
Feasting.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Thank you.
So, how does a serious chef, restaurateur, assess the fair food?
Well, if we really want to get into the details of it, that I suggest we should is, fair food is about indulgence, about promoting what a state or a space or an entity is all about. So it's really all about understanding what fair food is all about. It's got to be simple, it's got to be fast, it's got to take production into account, and it's got to make it appealable to the customers and to the people that go to the events, for example.
So when you wander through the fair, do you get the traditional stuff, the pork chop sandwich, the ribeye sandwich, the cream puffs?
Steve, is the biggest mistake if you go to a fair and you don't want to indulge and you want to say, what about this? Why can't I have that? That is not what you're there for. You're there just to walk, enjoy, and really appreciate what you're being offered. That's the biggest mistake if you just go, well, why can't I have this with asparagus, with healthy food? Look, we don't go to the fair to be healthy.
I love that you brought that up, because this is unrelated to the fair, but I wanted to ask you this because I thought about this last time. I know some relatives of mine, they go to a restaurant and you have the menu items, right? And they basically re-engineer the dish. And I say, come on.
Why?
It's the chef's creation. But they give me the I like what I like thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's
But you said it beautifully, because what I say to my team members is I sit down and I create a combination of flavors that complement one another. Once one is taken out, then there is a link missing between all these marriage of flavors. Then the experience is not the same. So then it's really not my food. So why are we doing this? But again, you hear that I like what I like, you know. Then hire me, I'll come to your home and I cook it just for you.
All right, so you're only going to be out for a short time because I know you got a meeting. So,
Sure.
what would you go for if you came to the fair? What would be one of the things you would have?
The first thing that I do is I walk around and I see really what I'm in the mood for that day, for example. Remember, our palates sing with 4 real flavors. You know, we have sweetness, we have saltiness, we have the fat that always gets us, we got the bitterness. So think about it. A corn dog, why do we love it so much? You have that natural sweetness from the corn masa or the dough on the outside. You have the saltiness from the hot dog, and it's on a stick. So what it is, you walk and you eat and you enjoy it. Now, sometimes you want to put ketchup on it, extra sweetness. These are the things that the palate sing with. And that's really what fair food is all about.
I put mustard on mine.
Yeah, I love it. I love it with mustard.
You know,
Absolutely.
some people in Chicago say you should never put ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah, I know.
I like ketchup on my hot dog.
People... What did you just say before? I like it the way I like it.
But I'm not changing the structure
No,
of
you're
the
not.
hot dog.
You're not.
And
No.
I will also put giardiniera on it and stuff, too. I mean, I
Yeah.
like it all different ways.
Yeah.
Chicago style is what they
That's
say.
right. That's right.
I'm not a big on-the-stick guy, though. I don't like to walk around and eat.
Well, that comes to convenience, and again, when we design a menu for fair food or at the stand, we need to understand that you coming as the customer, I don't want you to carry 3 different things because you probably have a drink in your hand, you have this, you have that, and you have other things that you have purchased. So how do I make it as easy as possible for you to carry it on a stick? That's what this on stick came about.
I get it. I just don't. It's not.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I rather just sit down at a table and eat it, you know.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to drop stuff on me.
Totally, exactly.
What did I eat yesterday? And I had something after the show, and right away it's on my shirt.
Yeah, right.
And if you don't realize it, here's that radio guy walking around with a big thing and
yeah, right.
on his shirt.
That's Steve Scaffidi. Look how messy he is.
The guy doesn't know how to eat properly. Where's my napkin? I don't have a napkin either.
He was eating too fast because he enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, exactly,
I tell you what, I've had a couple ribeye sandwiches. I've had the pork chops. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, and that's what the whole, the growth of fair food started with the help of social media as well. Because if you think about it, through the medieval times, we used to have fairs, and we have to have food and bread and meat and so on. But with social media, you see something, let me see if I can put that on a stick. Let me see if I can do that. So branding is huge in fair food, and you see these guys that are out here, look at their signage. Look at everything that they have to grab attention.
In medieval times, they put your head on a stick.
That's right, exactly.
If they don't like their food, they put your head on a stick.
Ficker on a steak.
Well, Chef Becker, you're talking about simple flavors, but there are also a lot of complicated dishes here that include a whole lot of different ingredients. Will you try any of those foods?
I do. You know, knowing this chemistry of food, Sandy, it's a little bit easier for me to decide what I will try and what I won't. And the reason I mention that is because sometimes those combinations don't make sense, because I know texture-wise, flavor-wise, so on and so forth. But the more some people think the more complicated their food, the more appealing their food becomes. I think, no, as a matter of fact, if I can make it simple and still you take a bite and you go, wow, that is nice, you know, I like that. Like our cream puffs.
Yeah, does it get
love
simpler
our
than
cream
that?
puffs.
Yeah.
Simpler than that, you got a great whipped cream. Why? You're a dairy state. And then you got that crunch from that pâte à choux. Sometimes the mistake we make with the cream puffs, we buy it, we take it home, we leave it in the refrigerator. The next morning is not the same texture anymore.
You know you can freeze them.
You can, but then how do you warm them up?
You let them thaw at room temperature.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we slice in blueberries and drop blueberries and strawberries.
Love it.
It's like a whole new dessert.
Love it. Like Sandy was saying, cranberries, because we're a cranberry state. Why don't we put cranberry sauce in there, you know, and make it different? That kind of stuff.
Chef Michael Fecker joining us in studio of El Mito and N.O.W. and Zesty and all your other ventures.
And Flavor Town and whatever else, right, with flavors.
We're going to come back, talk some other great cooking ideas. You dropped that flavor bomb on us last time with the Mexican.
The tahine?
Yeah.
The tahine, yeah.
I got 100 questions on that.
Yeah.
Were you getting some people?
I'm here. If you need me, I'm here.
Well, that's why you're here.
You got it.
We needed you, and then now you helped us out. So Chef Michael Fecker will continue the conversation from the Bank 5-9 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Love it.
More of WTMJ now after this. Had a rough week? Not to worry. Relax and join Jeff Wagner every Friday at 2:35 for Pop Culture Corner. Brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Come tell us the best of the best in pop culture, and you could win a prize package from Palermo's.
When it comes to music, who is your GOAT? Greatest of all time. What is, in your opinion, that one movie sequel that was just a bridge too far?
It's Wagner's Pop Culture Corner. Fridays at 2:35 on WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Advent. I had snoring issues. I did something about it. I was waking up. My poor wife, Kathy, had to deal with all of that. Even when I was properly fed from my friends at El Mito and N.O.W, I still had trouble sleeping. Poor sleep could lead to some tired mornings on the radio. I put something in my nose, wasn't working the way it should. I went to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit. They put me at ease, and after a really simple sleep study at home, they determined the root cause of my problem, doing my sinuses and nasal passages and my breathing triangle. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. If you struggle like we did, take the time to see how Advent can help. Find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better. Go to AdventKnows.com. Schedule an appointment today. I did. Have not slept as great as I have in the last year and a half. That can be you. Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Let's face it, selling a home is stressful, difficult, and costly. The repairs, the showing your home to strangers, the months it takes to get to closing. And then what do you do with the 20 years of belongings you've accumulated? There's an easier way, and you have nothing to lose to try it out. Grandview Homes will give you a no-obligation, fair cash offer and close on the day you choose. We buy your home completely as is, no repairs whatsoever. Take the belongings you want and leave the stress and the mess to us. Call or visit grandviewhomes.com.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
WTMJ Now.
We are joined in studio by Chef Michael Fecker of restaurateur fame, El Mito and Zesty, N.O.W, You're all over the place.
Yes, I try to be. I try to be. As I told you once before, I love to cook. I live to cook, and so I love it. And whatever I can do to get into your heart through the magic of food, I'm there.
Every week you bring me something, or every couple of weeks you bring me something. Last time was that Mexican spice. Everybody, say it again.
Yeah, tajin. Tajin. Tajun. Yes.
You almost got to spit in the middle of that
yes,
word.
Right.
Tajin.
It's delicious. The first time I ever had it was a New Year's Eve several years ago, and sprinkled on jicama with little lime juice.
Lime juice. Oh my God!
Yeah.
What a great combination right there. The crunch from the jicama, and the jicama doesn't have that much of a flavor on its own. Tajin gives it because it's got lime, it's got spice, it's got chili, and lime juice with acidity. I love it.
It
Absolutely
opened my
love
world. I was like, where has tajin been all my
yeah.
life?
Yeah, we had a great listener.
It really was.
Yeah,
It rocked your world. That would have made more sense as a music person.
Sandy, for somebody that loves to create, simple flavors for you, but things that are already made, we should use more to take the work out of cooking. So, tajin, you put it on a plate, you take your breast of chicken, okay, and you just place it one side on the tajin, all right? Olive oil, sear it on that one side. It becomes tajin crusted breast of chicken. And then fresh lime juice on it, a nice green salad. You got a 5-minute dinner. You know what I mean?
Wonderful.
It is just so simple. Salmon would do the same thing for you. A lot of those things. Those flavor profiles that are already made and mixed together should be used on a regular basis, I think.
Mark on the Old National Bank talking text line. You can send in a question for the chef. 855-616-1620 says this. We bought tajin after hearing the chef talk about it and have used it a bunch ever since. We even saw it on a cooking show on Food Channel. It's great as part of a dry rub on smoked pork shoulder and briskets. Thanks for the suggestion, Chef.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, Mark. Absolutely. And that whole thing that you talked about, dry rub, is perfect because tajin has the little bit of sugar content you need. It has salt content, so it works as an enzyme as well. It opens the pores of the ingredient and it penetrates. So all of those things that work for you. Now, if you're going to do that pork rub, I would do, if you're going to use tajin, that means you're going to Mexico. So make sure that you have a little bit of cilantro, some jalapeno in the dry rub in the wet rub that you're going to be mopping over your pork shoulder, for example. That way you go to Mexico while you're having shredded pork.
Every time you come in, you're talking about all this delicious food, and it's when I'm most hungry. We got to figure out whether there's like a food sampling thing or a pre-show brunch.
Thank God I had my breakfast.
Yeah, you're all good.
Well, while you're going to Mexico with that tajin flavor, from the 414 on the Old National Bank talking text line, 414 texted in that tajin and margaritas is the best.
It is phenomenal, especially if you put it on the rim as well. So you not only get it you sprinkle a little bit on the salt last, but you have it on the rim. So every time you take a sip, you have that chili note, you have that lime note. It's wonderful, absolutely.
And it looks nice.
Totally, and the color is different, Now a little bit of volcanic salt, that black salt, you mix it together.
That was the thing you dropped on me the first time I had it. Was that
the volcanic
salt.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
From the Old National Bank talking text line, Mike, I think we've had this question before. What can I use Carolina Reaper peppers for?
Oh, those are
like
hot,
crazy hot.
I mean, that's nuts. I'm sorry. The reason I say that is nuts is because after eating something that hot, your pain receptacles kick in. You don't taste anything anymore. So, you can use the Carolina Reaper peppers to go to the hospital,
like
God forbid.
It's like a gimmick almost.
Yeah, it is. It really
how
is.
Hot
how hot can you take it?
Yeah. I don't get that.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your flavor bomb for today? What's your big hot tip?
Well, the big hot tip is when you come to, our state fair, don't come hungry, but at the same time, come with the intention of tasting everything, okay? So when you're going to come here, it's great to buy something that a family can basically share, and that would be wonderful. And try to spend as much support and give as much support to our local. Because remember, what you're eating here just didn't happen that morning. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. So please appreciate it and enjoy it.
I mean, there's some wonderful creations here.
Oh, my God,
Combinations
yes.
of flavors, and there are truly 104 new foods and drinks Just at this year's fair. On top of all the other wonderful things like funnel cakes and cream puffs and cheese curds.
And just before the food is part of the experience, Sandy, you know. So if we really want to enjoy what we have and what we're blessed with in this state, there's a lot to enjoy. And the topography of our fair, the food, the experiences, the music, everything is changing. And that's a sign of growth, you know. And you being the music genius that you are, you know, you understand that better than anybody, you know. So that's really important.
I always say that music brings people together, but you know, food truly brings people together.
That's right. Food even brings musicians together.
From the Old National Bank Talking Text line, tahine is good for to sprinkle on melon, watermelon, cantaloupe.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Sweetness. You got sourness from the tahine. You have the chili and the spice and the capsaicin. Now you have the sweetness. Again, you're hitting all these different notes that you love. Tahine is what they put on all fruits. When you go to Mexico, for example, or on the south side, and you go to these carts and they sell you a cup of fruit, tahine is what they sprinkle on top as well. Yes.
How did I not know that?
Yeah.
You're learning.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're here.
Yeah,
to
that's
educate
right.
me.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that I love all these
soon to feed me.
What time is it? It's 9. You still got an hour and a half to 2 hours to go. Yeah,
I know. Chef Fecker joining us on WTMJ live from the Bank 5-9 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair. If you have a question, 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank Talking Text line. We'll take one more break. We'll wrap it up because you've got meetings to go to and food to cook.
I'm all yours, guys. Don't listen to him.
All right, Chef Michael Fecker from the fair.
More of WTMJ now after this. Analyzing the best of the diamond from every degree. Brewers 360. Your comprehensive look at all things Brewers, on and off the field.
Swing and a drive to right and deep. Get up!
Hear from Brewers reporters, announcers, and members of the front office every morning on Wisconsin's Morning News at 7:45. It's Brewers 360, presented by Holiday Automotive and Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What's that sound?
That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity.
Sounds nice.
U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line.
Does that include protection from phishing?
Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular. Built for business. Built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Get help for your house this Saturday from Eric Brown. The president of Siding Unlimited knows his stuff. Yes, their name is Siding, but they do so much more. Windows by Pella and others, roofing, decks. That's why they are Siding Unlimited. Eric can advise you with anything about your home's exterior. Make a point to listen and call Eric this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix-It Show. And remember why they are called Siding Unlimited. They are siding and much, much more. See sidingunlimited.com and you'll see.
WTMJ Now.
We are broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair from the Bank 5-9 studios. Caught me by surprise. I was chatting it up with Chef Fecker.
I know we're talking about tahine.
Tahine. So the spelling, for all those who are asking on the Old National Bank Talking Text line, Tajin. Somebody asked about inductive cooking. Do you use inductive cooking?
Induction, yeah. Induction cooking, yes, absolutely I do. I am in love with induction cooking. Look, once I finished cooking school and started cooking professionally, there was no life after gas. But now that you learn about induction, it is so precise, it is so intense, and it maintains temperature, and it's wonderful. And we are going that way, Steve.
That's
we are going that way.
Future?
That's the wave of the future. You'll see.
Really?
You'll see. Absolutely.
I thought you guys loved gas.
That's what I was saying. Everybody loves gas, especially in the professional, but it's still uneven because the flame has to hit the bottom of the pan.
Right.
It has to spread the heat. The heat's got to travel through the base of the pan. Induction, the entire surface is heated, and it doesn't give a damn about anything except the metal.
All right, so lots of tomatoes are ripening this week. I picked 100 from my 130 plants last Sunday, so that's happening. Everyone's kind of on, 1 or 2 weeks, we're going to have an explosion of tomatoes.
Got it.
A simple idea for tomatoes that maybe people aren't thinking about, or simple dressing. I know putting basil leaves is one of the easy ones.
Yes.
Little salt and pepper, little olive oil, whatever.
Got it. Intensifying flavor of tomatoes is the key, in my opinion, because it's a very high water content ingredient. Even though you have nice, beautiful, juicy, ripe tomatoes, still play with them here and there. The fastest and the best that I like to do right now with tomatoes, with the way they are, is just slice them really thin, like in a fajita, in strips, and then sauteing them with olive oil, a little bit, and letting them cook down, and blending them and jarring them. Keeping them in a jar and using them as spread, as addition to sauces, as everything else. Basically in large quantity, because you just said yourself, you just picked 100 tomatoes last week.
Yeah, we made spaghetti sauce. We canned about 18 jars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you do now remember also, my friends, the freezer is Mother Nature's stop clock. So if you don't want a jar, you don't want a can, you don't want to go through that process, put them in Ziplocs large enough that 2 or 3 of you or whoever is in the household, number of household members can enjoy, and freeze them. So that way you don't have to jar anything. You just remember, if there was enough freezer space in supermarkets, there would be a lot less junk in our food.
Somebody sent me a text, quick recipe for fresh salsa.
Fresh salsa. Tomatoes diced, red onion diced, cilantro's chopped, and if you don't like cilantro, like many people don't, use a different herb. And chiles, make sure you take the seeds of the chili out and you devein them, so then they do not have that digestion issue with it. Chopped, lots of lime juice, salt, last minute. Before service, you salt your salsa before. It's going to drain, and it's going to give you a lot of water, and it's going to dilute the flavors.
So when you serve it, you put those salt.
Exactly.
Everybody makes that mistake.
Yeah, you toss together before service with the salt, taste, and serve right away.
Why does the salt take the water out of it?
The sodium creates osmosis, goes in there and pulls out the water and just dehydrates, and in the process gives you a lot of water in your salsa.
This is you showing off your chemist skills.
I say science.
He always brings a little science to the program as well. All right, we got to let you go. You got a meeting. Love talking to you.
I'm going to go across and get me a cream puff, because I know these guys are so good, and the cream puffs is just so simple.
And we're going to talk about that next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you know?
One of the experts is going to come over and talk to us.
Love it.
They sell thousands of them every day.
You better believe it.
Yeah. So enjoy your cream puff, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Sandy. Great seeing you. Thanks for bringing me on, everybody.
Wonderful.
Love you.
I expect that it is warmer in your kitchen than it is in the cream puff making area.
Yeah.
Where they're all bundled up.
I know, right? They got to keep the cream cold. See you guys.
Chef Michael Fecker from El Mito and Dobie's. What else we got here?
Dobie's, Zesty, and then Il Mito Cafe in Delafield.
All right.
Keep cooking. Keep loving life. Love you guys. See you later.
All right. Get out of here.
I'm out of here.
All right. We'll take a break. Steve and Sandy live from the Wisconsin State Fair.
More of WTMJ now after this.
Right now, at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, all jeans are on sale. Whether for fit, function, or fashion, we have unbeatable deals on your favorite brands for the whole family. Like all men's and women's Ariat jeans, 15% off when you buy 2. While you're in for jeans, save on a 14-inch high-velocity cradle fan, just $34.99. $50 off a 6-gallon Milwaukee Fuel Wet Dry Vac. And save $40 on a DeWalt shop stool with casters, $119.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Need a new bank for your small business? How about an old one? For a limited time, you can earn up to a $500 cash bonus when you open a free or basic business checking account with Old National. So think big when it comes to your small business and choose a bank where relationships and results have mattered for nearly 200 years. Visit a local banking center or learn more at oldnational.com/success today. Complete qualifying activities within 60 days of account opening. $50 minimum initial deposit required. Account must remain open 120 days. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
Does your knee pain keep getting worse? How about that pain in your shoulder or hip or back? Well, don't let them tell you steroids and surgery are your only option. Take my advice now and call QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. QC Kinetics can make that pain go away with all natural advanced regenerative medicine. They're helping people here in Milwaukee every day with these amazing natural treatments that restore and repair damaged joint tissue. It's like turning back the clock. Regenerative medicine uses concentrated healing agents from your own body to stimulate that damaged tissue in your joints so they can work like they're supposed to. And there's zero downtime. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting medical breakthrough, and patients here are getting real lasting relief and saying no to surgery and drugs. If you have pain due to injury or arthritis, this is a remarkable option that you need to check out, and the consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics now at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
WTMJ Now.
We are broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair. We're going to continue on the food thing because, man, this is awesome. Chef Becker joined us, restaurateur and lover of tahine.
I say get your tahine spice, T-A-J-I-N.
I would say his appearances have probably generated more sales of that Mexican spice than anything that's happened in Milwaukee in years. Now, our next course, to use a sort of
culinary term,
yes, is Colton Grebe, one of the... You're the namesake, right? Colton Grebe, one of the Grebe family, been around for how many generations?
Yeah, fourth generation, 1937.
I love that story. So how did it all start?
Yeah, so Grebe's Bakery actually started back in 1937 with my great-grandmother. Believe it or not, my great-grandfather was one of the first live bands to play on 620 WTMJ, Heine and the Grenadiers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bit of trivia just dropped on us.
Bit of trivia. So, and unfortunately, he got a stroke, and in order to, keep a roof over our heads and food on the table, my great-grandmother started making butterhorns.
Your connection, of course, to the fair is you guys make those great cream puffs that are right across the mall here.
Yeah, so believe it, there's even more tradition entrenched with there. So really, this is brought to you by the Wisconsin Bakers Association. So a strong tradition of family bakers in Wisconsin. My grandfather was the president, my father was the president, my brother's been on the board, I served on the foundation board, and now they've entrusted us to operate the cream puffs here.
That is wonderful, and it's fun to watch the cream puff making behind the windows and the squirting of the cream, or what's the technical term? That doesn't sound good.
Filling?
But it's a fun, what a great idea to have the windows so we can enjoy that process and respect all those people who are bundled up back there.
Yeah, it's a great thing. I always like to say, baking is two parts. It's part art and it's part science. So what you get to see in the window, that's the art. The science part, that's my background, more on the formulation side. So that's all kind of happening behind the doors as well. So it's pretty fun.
So I was telling somebody that I was going to have, we're trying to get one of the cream puff experts on. So has the delivery and or recipe changed over all that time?
No, so believe it or not, my brother just showed me, I have formulas from the 30s. On the pamphlet it says, 16th annual, cream puff, and the formula is just the same. I remember going back in the bakery and showing everybody, said, hey guys, look at this. We're still holding true to our values here.
There's no secret ingredients, right?
No. It's just there's a lot of love in there, right? I always say there's always a lot of love in there.
I'll say this, all your folks that work in there, because I've gone over just to talk to them because I'm fascinated by cream puffs, and I'll share a family story in a little bit.
Yeah.
But everybody's so nice. And maybe it's because it's cooler in there, and on hot days that's the best place to be. But everyone is so nice over there.
Yeah, well, I think there's this kind of energy that happens at the state fair. You have a lot of traditions kind of coming together. So my family's we've been down at the fair for the last 50 years. Been baking for 86. So you got the state fair family, you got the baking family. It all kind of comes together, and there's a beautiful culture that happens around the food.
Everybody knows the Grebe's name. And I told you when you came in before we went on the air, I remember the one on Packard Avenue in Cudahy.
Yep.
And that was had been there since, the 50s or something like that?
Long time.
Famous. So all of those various locations, how far widespread are they? What'd you say, 22?
Yeah, 22 retail stores we used to have through the Grebe's name. And
how far did that go?
So that was really just in the greater Milwaukee area. But now, mostly Grebe's has shifted to a wholesale, kind of strategy, and we're making crawlers everywhere.
My introduction was Marquette, 12th and Wells.
Yes, Marquette. That was a great, and in fact, we're trying to get back in with with Marquette because there's a lot of great memories down there.
Oh, that is wild. Those college kids would love that.
Yeah.
There were hot dog specials, hot dog and nachos Tuesdays for $1.50.
Great memory. Great memory.
At Greeby's?
We looked forward to it. Oh, yeah.
We
Because
did
it's right
everything.
across the street from Johnston Hall, which was where all the broadcasting students were. So, it was a ceremonious Tuesday.
So some nuts and bolts questions, because people always ask about this. Like, how many cream puffs are you guys going to make during the fair?
Yeah, so we're going to make probably about 400,000 cream puffs throughout the fair.
Insane.
Yeah, so if you think about it, it's 400,000 cream puffs jammed into 11 days. We like to say that we're one of the busiest bakeries in the world. I mean, there's a lot of volume coming out there in a very, very, I'd love to give you guys a tour. It's impressive.
I may take you up on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, after the show. So are cream puffs a thing elsewhere, or is it just Wisconsin?
So what I love about the cream puffs is I think it's the most Wisconsin thing. You got two traditions coming together. You got the agriculture side, and you got, with dairy, and then you got the baking side. So it's really the most Wisconsin dessert, I think, that we have. But if you look anywhere else, out on the East Coast, they call it the Big E. It's a pretty big state fair as well. Their claim to fame is about 40,000 cream puffs. So here in Wisconsin, us Wisconsinites, we have, this is a tradition that we have to embrace because what we do here is so unique as a culture.
10 times the amount that the Big E does.
That's
well
correct.
done.
That's correct. Yeah.
I'd love to see the numbers of every person that comes into the fair. What percentage has a cream puff? It's got to be half, right?
I have that information. Yeah. So what we say is 1 in 5 who come to those gates get a cream puff. But it is kind of skewed because some people are getting 6-packs. Some people are getting some more. So yeah, no, it's a lot of people.
All right, another nuts and bolts question.
Yeah.
How much sugar is that? So you're making 400,000. How much sugar does that work out?
Well, I always like to say that when we bring people through the process of the cream puff, I always say where the cream puff gets really happy is when we start putting sugar on things, right? That's when we really start living it up a little bit. There's a lot of sugar that goes on there. A lot of sugar.
I would imagine.
And the dusting of powdered sugar.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Essential.
Yeah.
So every day you make a certain number of cream puffs.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, are there some left? And then what do you do with those?
Yeah, so really what we've been trying to do is we have a system in place, believe it or not. And once again, I'll give you guys a tour. We have this down to a science. We really don't have much left over at the end of the night. But the great story, what a lot of people don't know, is actually any cream puffs that are left over are going back into a ministry. So we donate all of the cream puffs that are left over. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So leave no cream puff behind.
Everybody's
Make that hashtag.
But then you get to share that because it is an experience. You get to share not just the flavor, but the joy of experiencing a cream puff. Exactly. That it is a little messy, that it is an indulgence, that it really is this fun Wisconsin tradition. So I'm glad that truly none of them go to waste and that they're going to a good place.
Exactly.
And spreading more joy.
Colton Greeby joining us on WTMJ. How do you eat your cream puff?
There's 2 different types. There's the sandwich type, and then there's the dip and rip type.
I'm the dip and rip.
Yep, me too. That's my style.
Yeah, the sandwich one just gets too messy.
It gets a little much, yeah.
But I love watching people do it that way. It's like they're eating like it's a Big Mac. It's not a Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
But when you eat the sandwich way, a lot of your cream will splurt out the other side, and then you're messing up your whole balance of cream and bakery.
I know what I was going to ask you. One of the more recent trends has been to have the extra flavors. So that's a big deal now.
Well, the biggest deal is, and actually just passed yesterday, we're getting a new bakery in the Cream Puff Pavilion. We're going to be breaking ground the day after the fair next year.
Breaking news here on WTMJ.
Yes. So we're getting a brand new bakery, and in order to do that, we're going to be launching some new flavors.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, it's really fun.
To be determined later.
Yeah, to be determined later.
All right. So my quick family story is we buy like the 6-packs or 12-packs if you can get them.
Yeah.
Or 2 6-packs. And then we freeze them.
Yes.
And then we thaw them at room temperature and we slice them and put like fresh fruit on them.
Yeah.
The kids go crazy for this stuff. Blueberries, strawberries.
Well, you know what? You know who you have that in common with is Governor Tony Evers. He actually told me that just yesterday. He goes, Colton, you might not like me for saying this, but I love to freeze my cream puffs, and then we kind of slice them up, and then we'll serve it with fruit. So there's a kinship there.
You know where he got that idea from? Me, because it was here yesterday. Governor Tony Evers joined us. I love the fact that you guys have that, what did you say, 4 generations? 5?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great story. It is one of the centerpieces of the State Fair, Wisconsin State Fair, and the quality is paramount every year. Never changes. The experience is the same. As I said, I'm a dip and ripper. I don't eat like a sandwich, but everybody's different. Have fun. Thanks for coming in. It was a pleasure to meet you. I'm sure we'll talk again, and maybe I'll take you up on that tour as well.
Absolutely.
Will you let me go behind the scenes?
Yes, absolutely.
With the full garb and everything?
Full garb, everything. We'll even let you put some cream on some cream puffs. So.
Not squirt, though. Phil.
Phil.
Colton Greeby. What's your official title?
I'm the vice president of the Original Cream Puff.
I love that. Thanks for coming in and taking some time to spend with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, talking cream puff here at the fair. Our food hour continues after this on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature brought to you by the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Heart failure or congestive heart failure develops when the heart is not pumping as well as it should and can no longer meet the body's need. It is a serious condition. However, treatment options are available. Here to tell us more is Dr. Nunzio Gaianello, an advanced heart failure and transplant cardiologist with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Doctor, first of all, thanks for being with us. What are the types of heart failure?
Well, thanks, Jeff. The types of heart failure in layman's terms are systolic heart failure and diastolic heart failure, to simplify it as much as we possibly can. Systolic heart failure essentially means your heart function is weak and you can't pump enough blood forward. Diastolic heart failure is a filling problem of the heart, and the heart can't essentially fill appropriately, and the pressures are high, and when you try to ambulate or move around, you get short of breath because of that.
Doctor, is heart failure a life-threatening condition?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we don't talk about it as frequently as we should. It's a very common condition that has a high mortality. There are medications that can make people feel better and live longer with the disease process, but it's definitely a life-threatening condition.
Doctor, why should somebody consider the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network for heart failure treatment?
I think we have a fantastic team. Some of our providers have more than 20 years of experience. We also have clinical trials available to patients, and we essentially can treat the entire continuum of heart failure, from the medical therapy component to the remote monitoring aspects of things. Heart failure comes in different flavors, and our goal is to keep people away from the surgical aspects of things, get them on the appropriate medications, and really try to make people feel better, live longer, and catch them earlier in their disease process, and so that we can continue making people feel well.
Doctor, thanks so much for being with us today. Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting froedtert.com/heart.
At Staples, school savings are always in session, from art supplies and essentials to the latest tech. In stock and priced low. School on, save on at your local Staples store.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Eric Smith here from Austin Plumbing. When you own a well pump, air spitting from the faucets, a decrease in fluctuating water pressure, along with silty, gritty, slimy changes in water quality, are all symptoms that your well pump isn't well. At Austin Plumbing, we're well-rounded plumbers. I say that because we're one of the few companies around who can capably diagnose and repair all the symptoms related to well pump and water system problems. You know when your car needs service, right? Maybe it makes unusual noises. It sputters, jerks, seems weak, or stops altogether. That goes for your well pump too. We have all the special equipment needed and the master know-how required to electronically pinpoint the exact cause of your well and water issues. And we'll give you a price up front before any work begins. If your well pump is telling you it's not well, let's nip small problems in the bud before you're out of water and in deep, expensive trouble. Told you we were well-rounded. Austin Plumbing. Online at teamaustin.com.
It's WTMJ Now.
Having some fun at the fair with Sandy Maxx. Join us if you're out and about and you're coming out to the fair today. It's another gorgeous day, as Jeff Wagner says, our teammate, a Chamber of Commerce day. The sun is shining. Temperatures are very comfortable, not humid.
It is 75 and sunny with a breeze right now. It's just gorgeous.
The folks who run State Fair have to be just out of their minds happy about the weather. It has been almost as... I've been at state fairs in the past where it's been really humid.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had any of that.
Where the weather is such that you're not interested in eating.
You know where you go to the fair and like the first hour you're dripping wet from sweats? None of that.
You're moist.
Yeah.
Yes. That's not the way to roll. But no, this is just beautiful. And the Dunkin' Iced truck has pulled up in Central Park so you can get a sample and maybe get a cream puff to go with that.
So what does that mean exactly? I see the truck. So what am I going to go out during the top of the hour news? What am I going to get from Dunkin'? Do we know?
You and me both. We're going to go out during the newscast and explore.
I hope they're ready for us because they don't look like they're really ready yet. And to be honest, the fair hasn't opened for everybody yet till
15 minutes till it really officially opens. But
I want some coffee.
And I want roasted corn and funnel cakes and corn dogs. I want it all. Everything that all the booths that I see around me are making me hungry.
You haven't sampled that much from the fair yet, have you? Because you've been so busy.
I've not strolled and eaten a whole lot.
Yeah, because you went to the concerts, but you were watching the concerts.
I had my spiral cut potatoes at Cracovia.
That's always good.
I had my cheese curds at Brad and Harry's. I've eaten quite a few times at the Wurst Bar. I like their chicken schnitzel fingers. I've had a cream puff with you.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to branch out. I need to have some more food.
Is the bug chow mein going to be?
It is not.
Yeah, that's
it is
disgusting.
not. I didn't. Adam Roberts, our teammate, indulged in that, and you can watch him eating the bugs on WTMJ.com if you are so bold.
I got.
He ate it, so I don't have to.
I don't know if he's going to be around Saturday. We're gonna replay his spot there, but the taste thing is. He said it didn't really add to the experience. It's just you're eating a bug. You eat a bug. Not really. There's not a lot of spice in it.
Well, I was tempted to ask.
I should ask Chef Ecker about that.
I was tempted to ask Chef Ecker about the bugs, but he's got such a wealth of knowledge of things that we can actually use with tomatoes to tahine.
Yeah,
I'd rather get actual practical advice from him because I'm not interested in cooking in the kitchen with anything that has antennas.
There's so many non-bug things you can cook with that why would you have to go to bugs? I mean, it's not like we're struggling to find things to put in recipes.
So let's talk about more appetizing things. Oh, you know what I did have? I've had a sundae. I had a turtle sundae.
That sounds
And I also
good.
had a hot fudge brownie sundae.
I used to eat turtle sundaes a lot until I did a quick look at how many calories are in there.
The calories mean nothing at the state
to
fair.
You, when you're
Just
skinny,
indulge
it
and
doesn't
have
matter.
fun.
Yes,
No,
I
just
get
keep
it.
walking. Just get your paces in. But no, this is where you just indulge and have fun and try the fried olives or
He is
whatever
right
it
about
is.
that. The fried olive, is it a dip? I think that's what it is, right? You put chips in it?
No, deep fried olives themselves.
Oh, that I haven't had.
Yeah, over under the grandstand.
Big fan of the olive dip. Fresh olives cut into a cream cheese dip. Oh, that's the
They might have it here. There's a food finder at the Wisconsin State Fair website, so you can type in.
Yeah, I used to have a list, but someone took off of my list.
This is the new foods and beverages.
Wasn't it nice of Colton Greeby to leave with some cream puffs?
Just delightful, yes.
Yeah, 6-pack of cream puffs.
Yes, that's why one of the reasons I need to get a cup of coffee. I think coffee and cream puffs is a great way to start your morning. But yeah, we'll be broadcasting tomorrow from the fair and then also Saturday 2 till 5 with Brian Noonan together. And more stories to tell and share here.
Yeah, well,
and if you haven't been, don't miss out.
Yeah, so we're going to bring back some of our fun interviews, and I think the Colton Greeby one will probably make the cut as well. And we had Governor Evers. The afternoon show had Governor Tommy Thompson, former Governor Tommy Thompson.
Yeah.
On. You had the greats, Peter Noon.
Aw.
That was spectacular.
He's an entertainer and a legend. He's wonderful.
That's A-list.
And he has a colorful voice to listen to and many stories, And
apparently a big fan of the fair and, still touring all over the place. California boy now, or man.
Yeah.
So we're going to have fun on Saturday, 2 to 5. I will be out here early, probably a couple hours early. If you want to come and take a picture, just chat about the show or our show, I'm more than happy to do it. I might mingle around, have some food.
Ride the slide again?
I'm doing that after the show today with my grandson Cooper, who's 4.
Aww.
And then my daughter Chrissy will probably go down with my youngest grandchild, Charlie, or Charlotte, who's 2.
Oh, my goodness.
So I have a feeling. Here's Charlotte's problem, Charlie's problem. Once she does something, she wants to repeat that process. So getting her away from that, we're gonna have to lure her away with a cream puff or ice cream or something like that. So
I expect she'd be easily distracted, no matter how much fun the big slide is. I'm pretty sure. I would love to buy both of your grandchildren those little trumpets. You know what I'm talking about? That sound like
No, you
I do not understand the simple pleasure of the smallest children just blowing into that plastic trumpet that makes one of the most unpleasant sounds I've ever heard. Like 17 mosquitoes all together.
I'm sure their parents would not appreciate that.
No,
so hold off on that.
I like you, but I just find it fascinating that toy is still popular.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, there's so many things you can spend money on here, and that's one of them. All right, so we have a giveaway, Parade of Homes?
Yeah.
All right.
Who wants to win a pair of tickets to see some inspiring homes? The Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620. Give us a call. If you're the correct caller, you can win a pair of tickets to the 2023 Metropolitan Builders Association Parade of Homes, presented by Nons, August 12th. It's coming up all the way through September 4th, and it is the longest-running parade in the entire U.S., over 77 years. And every year, this is why you go. They're the finest home designs by the NBA Parade builders, so you see the newest home trends and the cutting-edge features as you tour these model homes in 2 subdivisions this year, Wrenwood North in Germantown and Redford Hills in Sussex. 12 homes by 10 of the NBA builder members, and like I said, they're all unique. Lots of today's trends, which maybe you think you're on top of it, but you might be inspired.
So the things I always look at when I go to one of these tours, and we did it in Oak Creek a few years back, kitchens, bathrooms, and then their patio, kind of their outside areas, the landscaping. That's what I always pay attention
so you're a patio. You're the
You'll
outdoor
see the best
decor guy.
and the coolest stuff that's happening in all those areas. All right, let's go with let's go 5 today. Caller number 5.
Caller number 5.
855-616-1620, the Old National Bank Talk and Text line. Caller number 5, pair of tickets to the Parade of Homes. We have one more chance to win tomorrow. We'll take a break. Lots more from the fair. Broadcasting live from the Bank 59 studios at the fair.
Sandy and Steve will be back after this. Did you hear that? It can only mean one thing. The Wisconsin State Fair is back. As you're enjoying the fair, be sure to stop by the Bank 59 studio on the heart of the State Fairgrounds to see all of your favorite hosts broadcasting live. It's WTMJ Live at the Wisconsin State Fair. All fair long. See you there.
I'm Certified Financial Planner Tony Drake with Drake & Associates. If you're retired or looking to retire soon, have you developed a strategy to minimize or eliminate the taxes when you start pulling money out of your IRA or 401k? If you haven't, then you have a very vulnerable plan because taxes are going up in the future. And if you look at the spending our government does, taxes could rise even more. Find out what's missing in your retirement strategy by requesting a copy of my Retirement Ready Toolkit that's loaded with materials designed to help protect you from taxes. Call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982 to get your free toolkit today.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My house is beautiful. It's been transformed. My wife is happy. Wisconsin Granite Design has one-of-a-kind custom slabs to choose from. They've got it all. Granite, quartz, marble. One of the largest showrooms in the Midwest. 2 to 3 weeks. That's the process from beginning to end. They did the work in our house. It was easy. They were there on time. They cleaned up, and we've got the best-looking granite in the neighborhood. Almost 80 years of experience. It's Wisconsin Granite Design. WisconsinGraniteDesign.com. A locally owned, woman-owned business. Wisconsin Granite Design.
When you see our selection of gently worn brand name girls and women's clothing, you'll love what you find, and you'll love the prices. So low that you won't believe your eyes. At St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll find something cute, maybe a whole new outfit for so much less. Gently worn brand name clothing at far below retail. You're gonna love it. On Highway 100 at Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station. WTMJ Now.
Take a load off, Benny.
Oh, that's some good music there, and we were talking about this before the show, Robbie Robertson.
Yeah, passed away yesterday. 80 years old, really had an influential career. He was the band.
The Band.
Yeah, I know, not to be confusing. The Band's guitarist and primary songwriter, and co-wrote that song, The Wait, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Up on Cripple Creek, those kinds of songs that were really formative for a lot of people. And he also went on to work with Martin Scorsese, scoring films. Just a really impactful and kind man from the stories that I have from my radio worlds, people who've worked with him in radio and records.
I saw them perform, but for the life of me, this is like the early 80s. I don't remember where it was. It might have been the old Milwaukee Arena or one of the other smaller venues. Their music was distinct, and it was. I always said it was great for that era, 70s, 80s. Was great background music for a party.
Well, 68 was when they first came out.
Yeah.
So, But
I wasn't old enough.
There you
like
go.
10 years
I
old.
getcha.
Yeah.
But the band really only lasted 8 years and really made an impact on everyone. From Eric Clapton was in Cream at the time. I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna do my own thing.
I think it still holds up though.
And he supposedly also influenced the Beatles, and that's why Let It Be, that they kind of stripped back that sound because of what the band was doing.
Think about music in general. For a lot of those artists that we're talking about, 60s, 70s, they're getting up there. I mean, Mick Jagger's kind of the exception, and maybe Keith Richards too.
He just had his heart surgery a couple of years ago, and he's still going strong.
I mean, they are as active and as musically as celebrating as anybody still, but not everybody is in that ballpark. And we're going to lose a lot of musicians in the next 10 years. Some of the icons. I mean, seriously.
I know it's a little grim, but
it is grim, but it's a reality.
But speaking of musical icons, I'll wrap this up before we get into news by saying Bruce Springsteen performed at Wrigley last night, and he included a tribute to Robbie Robertson and said that, that he's going to miss his good friend. So these are the circles he was traveling in. And you want to talk about still going strong. Everybody I know who went to Wrigley last night went, whoa, Springsteen still's got it.
I had some friends at the concert that said it was one of again, I've heard this so many times on this tour from different
And you're
people.
a big Boss fan.
Absolutely.
We're not supposed to call him the Boss. He doesn't like that nickname.
Yeah, but whatever. But I grew up with that. That was my high school music. That was my backdrop, right? Bruce Springsteen. But everyone I've talked to that's been around the country seeing this tour has said it's one of the best concerts they've ever seen. And that does not surprise me. There's always this thing about Springsteen. I don't like him, some people say. Some people. Musically, the talent that he has, his ability to create songs, iconic songs in his repertoire on his aunt's piano, self-taught, as somebody who's learning how to play piano right now, that is absolutely amazing. And some of these melodies are incredible. And I've tried to play some of these. I'm starting to learn. He did this himself, by himself, as a youngster on his aunt's piano. She basically gave him a key and said, come on, whenever you want. That little key led to an incredible music career. That's
Unlocked a treasure trove of songs that we still sing.
All right, we got 2 more hours to go from the State Fair or Bank 59 studios. Join us, 855-616-1620. If you have a question, comment, feedback, whatever it is, we're going to go get some coffee during this break. News is next on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this.
What's that sound? That's the sweet sound of you, small business owner, not having to worry about cybersecurity. Sounds nice. U.S. Cellular is offering cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99 per line. Does that include protection from phishing? Of course, unless you mean like the kind. Get cybersecurity protection with unlimited data for $29.99. U.S. Cellular. Built for business. Built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Roofing and exterior work are really tough jobs, and at Semper Fi, we're proud of our people. And when you work with great people, you deliver great results.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask your advisor, are you 100% fee only for 100% of your clients 100% of the time? If they answer no, get a second opinion.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
FinancialStrategiesInc.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The Wisconsin State Fair is here. Whether you're there for the pig races, giant slide, or food on a stick, stop by the Bank 59 studios on the grounds of the State Fair as we broadcast live. This is your Wisconsin State Fair headquarters. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 10:01, it is 75 degrees, sunny today, a high of 83. Should be a nice one today. Rain is expected tomorrow. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead. Devastation in Hawaii, in Maui, and on the Big Island. This after at least 36 people have been killed by wildfires. This fire spreading quickly thanks to heavy winds and the dry air. It's leading residents and tourists to have to leave at a moment's notice. ABC's Will Carr is in Maui. He's at the main airport. He says it's a chaotic scene there.
This disaster has turned into a travel nightmare for so many after authorities came out and said if you don't have to be on this island, you should get out. So families raced to this airport only to find out that their flights had been canceled. Many now camping, families sleeping on the ground, kids sleeping on the ground. The airport is lined with people trying to figure out exactly when they can make it home.
Help for Hawaii here at home in Wisconsin. David Lau and Guy Ressler own Ano Kind Grinds in Wauwatosa. Lau is a Hawaii native with Ressler calling the island's home for more than a decade. The two now using their restaurant and market to provide aid following those fires. Lau telling TMJ4 News it's difficult to watch portions of the home state get destroyed.
It's heartbreaking. I find it's like an apocalypse, especially coming straight out of COVID. The businesses are just coming back up, and now it'll take a decade at least for it to come back up and redevelop.
Ono Kind Grinds is in Wauwatosa. Lau says they're going to start donating 10% of their proceeds to the Red Cross to help with recovery efforts. A man wrongfully apprehended by Kenosha police is now facing criminal charges himself. A video that's gone viral shows Kenosha police approaching a man and woman inside a restaurant, an Applebee's, after they were believed to be involved in a hit and run. The interaction becomes more heated. The man attempts to leave. He's taken down by police and handcuffed. Now, it turns out this man was not involved in the alleged hit and run, and that suspect was eventually located in a bathroom, hiding in that restaurant. The man on video has since been charged with disorderly conduct and resisting an officer. Kenosha PD says they are investigating the matter internally. The city's going to unveil a new partnership later this morning. The Real-Time Crime Center in the Cloud, Community Connect Milwaukee, it will be called. We expect to hear from the mayor and from the Milwaukee Police again later this hour to describe what that will do and how it will be utilized. News about your money. Inflation's downward trend slowed last month as the government's consumer price index ticked up from last month. Prices in July came in at 3.2% higher than a year ago, still well above the Federal Reserve's target number. ABC's Alexis Christoforous.
That magic number is 2%. That's where the Fed wants inflation to be. I think this report is encouraging for them, but I don't think they're going to declare mission accomplished just yet. The Fed doesn't meet in August. They meet again in September. Some think we could have another pause in interest rates. Most economists I spoke to say don't expect inflation to get back down to 2% until at least this time next year, and only then might we see the Fed actually start to cut interest rates.
So let's check the numbers. News about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is up 244 to 35,368. The NASDAQ is up 102 to 13,824. And the S&P is up 29 to 44.97. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Sports, traffic, weather next. Side and Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. I've had chiropractic care on and off my entire adult life. I can tell you, Dr. Alex and his team at Connect Chiropractic do it different. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. At Connect Chiropractic, they use a special tool for adjustments focused on restoring nerve and muscle function. It's not just making your neck and back feel better, although mine already do. Connect Chiropractic can help with headaches, sciatica, vertigo, and more. Stop by for a free scan. They're out at Wisconsin State Fair. Visit the Connect Chiropractic booth in the Expo Center.
Right now, at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, all jeans are on sale. Whether for fit, function, or fashion, we have unbeatable deals on your favorite brands for the whole family. Like 40% off men's Dickies Flex Tough Max jeans, just $23.99. 30% off select women's Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. While you're in for jeans, save 15% on all Leviton electrical outlets and switches. And all Gardner Bender electrical supplies and tools, also 15% off.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Hi there, it's Rose Gray from Fox World Travel. Let's explore the world together. Picture yourself traveling in style and luxury, embracing the beauty of the world and creating cherished memories with friends. We've curated one-of-a-kind immersive experiences just for you. Whether it's serene landscapes of Alaska, the enchanting history of Europe, the tropical paradise of Hawaii, the cultural wonders of Egypt, Japan, and Vietnam, or a breathtaking safari in South Africa, we've got it all. And that's not all. We offer diverse travel options from land to ocean and river journeys. Our award-winning Fox Group Vacation experts have collaborated with the best tour and cruise companies, including Insight Vacations, Globus, Avalon Waterways, Uniworld, and Holland America, to craft these extraordinary itineraries exclusively available at Fox. Visit foxworldtravel.com to explore our incredible collection or call 866-GO-FOXGO to speak with one of our knowledgeable travel advisors. The world is waiting for you, and we can't wait to embark on this thrilling adventure together. Let's explore the world together. Start your journey today.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update.
The NFL preseason is in full swing. The Packers down in Cincinnati this week as the two teams held a joint practice on Wednesday in preparation for Friday night's game. Good first-year starter Jordan Love see some playing time in Cincinnati this week.
Yeah, another plan, get a couple series out there.
Not sure how many yet. Said we were going to kind of base it off practice, how it went. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I definitely want to be out there, get some reps, just get back into the game mode.
Packers-Bengals set to kick off Friday night at 6 p.m. Mark Canha scored the winning run in the bottom of the 10th inning as the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers beat the Colorado Rockies by a final score of 7-6 on Wednesday afternoon. With the victory, the Brewers now leading the NL Central Division by 2.5 games over both the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. A couple of trouble spots outside of the metro area in Kenosha County, 94 northbound. You're losing lanes there because of road work being done. You'll see the barrels there. So you're bottlenecking as you get to Highway 50. So 94 northbound, just north of the state line as you get to Highway 50 in that area, you're going to start seeing some hefty slowdowns in that stretch because of it. You'll get through it, but it is going to slow you down. Meanwhile, to the north in Fond du Lac County, this is just south of Fond du Lac. There was some debris on 41 southbound that they're kind of keeping their eye on. This is right near Highway 151. So just be mindful of that. There's some debris in the roadway there. They're going to try to clear out of there. So might be moving a little slower as the squads are just showing up now to get some of that out of the road. So you're going to see some slowdowns right now on 41, right by 151 there in Fond du Lac County. And once they clear that, I'm sure it will open back up.
Traffic is brought to you by Crest Cadillac. Find them at crestcadillac.com. Crest Cadillac of Brookfield, located on Capitol Drive, just west of Interstate 41. Discover Crest Cadillac at crestcadillac.com.
And just like that, just saw the State Patrol officer take the debris out of the roadway there, 41 South, near 151, and it looks like that will alleviate some of the pressure as they roll away there. The WTMJ 5-day forecast, sunny today, a high of 83. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 65. Friday, be mindful tomorrow, be weather aware. Scattered showers and storms are likely, especially late tomorrow, and some of them could be strong to severe. Just be mindful of that tomorrow. Keep an eye on that. High of 86. Saturday, sunny, a high of 84. Sunday, partly cloudy, a high of 79. There is a chance for rain on Sunday. Monday, chance for rain and a high of 77. Right now, in Milwaukee, it's 75. I'm Eric Bilstead, Side and Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:09.
Grab some cheese curds and cream puffs. It's time for WTMJ Now. Broadcasting live from the Bank 5-9 studio at the Wisconsin State Fair. Here's Sandy Maxx and Steve Scaffidi.
Oh, my family walks up right when I'm ready to start talking. My beautiful grandkids, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. And Cooper. Daughter Chrissy and my wife Kathy out there. So thanks for stopping by.
Adorable. They look ready for the fair. I like it. 4 years old is Cooper?
Yeah, Cooper's 4. He's got his special glasses. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're Batman sunglasses. Those are cool.
Very cool. And Charlie's got her. Oh, that's
pink Minnie Mouse and her cute little pigtails.
Oh. Yeah. She's ready for fun. We're gonna go down the slide later. You gotta try a cream puffs with those kids. I want to know what that experience is like. So we'll meet up with them later.
Making family memories. I mean, these are times that your little ones are going to remember.
Absolutely.
For a lifetime.
And the cool thing for Kathy is it's Teacher Day here at the fair.
It is.
Yeah.
It is Prairie Farms Dairy Day honoring educators. Well done.
I love that. Kathy has been a teacher for 35 years probably. Middle school, high school. She taught like the highest levels of math, which, as you know, I'm horrible at math, but she isn't. She's really good at it.
That's incredible. What an aptitude. That's wonderful.
And plus, I think 28 or 28 and a half years at MATC. 30 years at MATC, one of our great local tech schools. So she is a teacher through and through, as is her family. All her brothers and sisters
And think about it, has influenced generations of smart mathematicians and people.
And the cool thing is being a teacher, and I know this because I've experienced it firsthand, you'll run into somebody and it'll be like, how do I know that person? It's someone she had
someone
taught
they knew
ago.
as a tiny person.
Or they'll say to me, they'll recognize my name and go, was your wife, Kathy, a teacher? I go, yes, she was. At different Divine Savior she taught at. Middle school in Greenfield, Oak Creek High School, and then MATC. So she's had a great career. She's retired now.
Well, if you're an educator, you can get in for free when you present your school-issued ID or name badge at any ticket window today until 4, courtesy of Prairie Farms Dairy.
So let's honor our teachers, and that's one way we can do it. And, we've talked so much about how hard that job is now, right? Challenges. And look, I get the whole parent dynamic. Some parents are upset about the roles of schools. We had the incredible shutdown when the pandemic happened and all the, the nonsense. And that, let's be honest, hurt kids. The fact that they had to be away from their classmates, their teachers. Not every
socializing, yeah.
Yes, not every kid did well in the learn at home environment. So a shout out to teachers today, because I think they do such great work, and they are role models in the truest sense for a lot of kids. I love that.
It will be interesting to see where the special session goes. That Governor Evers was here visiting with us yesterday in the Bank 59 amphitheater, the Bank 59 studio, and explaining more about his intentions, not just for childcare, but also provisions in that new special session agenda to address things like teacher shortages and even funding for, is it the Waukesha Technical College?
Yeah, there's a bunch of institutions, including UW-Madison.
The engineering department there.
Yeah, so, and the governor was in studio yesterday. We'll bring some of that interview back on our Saturday program. If you haven't heard, Sandy, myself, and Brian Noonan from WTMJ Nights, and who also filled in other day parts on our great station.
And he's lively, fun, and as a teacher himself. He teaches first grade.
That's right, which I didn't know until he came in. Was it last Friday he was in here? I did not know that.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting world. Stand-up comic, radio host, elementary school teacher.
Communicator, for sure.
Yeah. I suppose the communication skills somewhat are relatable, right?
Yeah.
The language you use is probably vastly different, I would imagine, from late at night until early in the morning with the kids. But you know what I bet works for him, knowing Brian? Humor.
Oh, definitely.
Kids get humor. Now, their humor is a little sillier and probably more normal than most adults, but I bet you that works for him. And that's probably why he's such a good teacher. I love that story. So Teacher Day, amongst all the great things happening at the fair, we are right across from the Cream Puff Pavilion. I ran into my friend Jean Keys, a Milwaukee County judge, during the break. We're going to have her on at some point because there's a lot going on in the court system. Understaffed, overwhelmed with caseloads. So we'll get her to talk about that. People are so nice. Everybody's saying hi this morning. It's a gorgeous day. Chamber of Commerce, as they say. Duncan is out here from Dunkin' Donuts. I've got 2 iced coffees waiting for me for the break. They're giving away a butter pecan flavored, a regular one, and then a special one, which I didn't really get a chance to ask them what that was.
Maybe I can investigate that for you.
And we're always in search of food. We spent most of the first hour talking to fabulous, and we're going to bring those back too on Saturday. Chef Fecker always blows us all away. We got back to that crazy Mexican spice, tajin.
It's not crazy. It's ideal.
It's everybody's favorite spice now.
It brings out the flavors in everything from fruit to chicken to margaritas.
He's dropping recipes on us. So we're going to do more with Chef Fecker. I understand he's a popular guy and he's a busy guy. He owns a bunch of restaurants, but he joined us. And then Colton Grebe from Grebe's, which if you don't know the name, they're responsible for the Cream Puff Pavilion and Cream Puffs and great bakery, amongst a lot of other things. Spent about 15 minutes with us talking about the history. 4 generations.
Really interesting history and tying that in with the Wisconsin State Fair.
I just love it. So we had a lot of fun. We'll continue to have fun in the next hour and 45 minutes before Jeff Wagner joins us. Lots to get to. Join us. If you have a thought, 855-616-1620. We're going to talk about the Supreme Court, hopefully in a second here. There's a couple things I want to bring up to you, and I want to hear your thoughts on that as well as we try to sort out life after a conservative court, now replaced by a liberal-leaning court. What does that mean for all of us? And a big question, should we still elect our judges? Not every state does. Should we still elect our judges, or should governors appoint them? That's our conversation starter. We'll do that after this on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ now after this.
Wake up with me. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 8:15 during Wisconsin's Morning News. Everything you need to know about all your favorite Wisconsin teams in just 60 seconds.
Yelich bounces one to right. It's a base hit, and the Brewers win.
Every Monday and Friday at 8:15 during Wisconsin's Morning News.
The expectations are this, that guys go out there and compete to the best of their ability each and every day and embrace this grind.
Sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi here for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. I've worked with them now for 4 years. Had the pleasure and the honor of driving some of their great vehicles, all their 5 brands. Right now, I wanted to know what the pre-owned experience was like, so I'm driving a 2021 Lincoln Corsair. I've talked all about Lincoln's incredible ride, smoothest ride in the business, in my opinion. All-wheel drive, perfect for our crazy Wisconsin weather. It's got great gas mileage, 24 city, 28 highway, and I can attest to that because I put the gas in. It's a Lincoln certified pre-owned vehicle, 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty coverage, 200 points of inspection, vehicle history report, 24-hour roadside assistance. Why am I reading this? Because when you buy a vehicle at Heiser, you are protected. Your investment's protected. Oh, no, by the way, they throw in a full tank of fuel, fresh oil, and new wiper blades. See what I'm talking about. Go to one of their 5 great locations or go to HeiserLincoln.com or Heiser.com. You'll see about all the great programs, including roadside assistance for life and so much more. That's why they say every day at Heiser, today's your day.
While the warm weather has you feeling like new, get old with a money market account from Old National Bank and earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield. Whether you're saving up for something big or just for a rainy day, Old National is here for you. Earn 5.00% APY with our limited time 12-month introductory money market offer. To earn the promotional rate, account must be funded with a minimum of $10,000 not on deposit at Old National as of April 14th, 2023. Learn more at oldnational.com or visit a local banking center today. Member FDIC. Old National Bank. Get old.
The summer of lower prices continues at Fleet Farm. Take Sprout Vitamin Feed Supplement for livestock. 25-pound bags, now only $19.99. And for you birders, KT Midwest Regional Blend is just $12.99 for a 7-pound bag. Plus, get 12 mega rolls of Quilted Northern Ultra for only $12.99. And enjoy Fleet Farm Beef Jerky for just $8.79 a pack. Look for new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life with price drops at Fleet Farm.
WTMJ Now.
We are broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair, Bank 59 Studios. Always fun to be at the fair. People are so nice. A lot of people waving, saying, hi, you had your cream puff yet? They had it. There's 2 that already had them. I have not had one yet today. My family's out and about. I'll be joining them after the show today, which ends around noon when we hand it off to Jeff Wagner. So I posed this question before the break. If you've been following the news, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, obviously the big change has been the election of Judge Janet Protasiewicz and the shift from a lean right to a lean left. What does that mean? Well, there's a lot of important decisions that are going to be made by the Supreme Court. That's always the case. We're certainly going to talk about redistricting. The governor was in our studios here at State Fair yesterday, talked about the importance of redistricting. He thinks, and I think he's right on this, it's a 50-50 state. I would put Wisconsin in that category. We lean generally 50-50 on most elections. But the courts have been a different story. We've had for quite a while now a conservative court, now a liberal court. And those decisions on redistricting, on abortion, some of the other big issues will be front and center in their dockets in the months and years ahead. Now, some of the latest dust-up has to do with the conservative justices led by Chief Justice Annette Ziegler, who is a conservative, who accused the newest member, and the other liberal members of going rogue, meeting in secret. What is this all about? It's the tension between left and right, and it's really the big question that I want to ask you. When you talk about this being a nonpartisan race, most of us understand now that it's really not a nonpartisan race. There may not be Democrat-Republican letters, R's and D's on their ballot designations, but we know where these judges lean. I interviewed both Janet Protasiewicz and Justice Daniel Kelly in advance of the last election 3 times each. There was no expectation that I didn't know where they were going when it came to their thought about what the role of the court was. And that's really my question for all of you, 855-616-1620, the Old National Bank talk and text line. It's an illusion, my word, to think that this is a nonpartisan race. It's not. It's also one of the, I think it was the most expensive Supreme Court race in the nation's history.
Yeah.
Which is astounding for, again, I'm air quoting it, nonpartisan race. So my simple question is this. Should these not be elected positions? Should we let the governor of the state of Wisconsin appoint these Supreme Court justices? They can in instances of where there's someone missing. They can certainly do that. And that's happened many times in our state's history. I just don't know that it serves us anymore. Just the fundamental waste of money on commercials that no one pays attention to. Millions and millions of dollars. But 2, it does put some of the power back in the governor's position. And you can say what you want about a Democratic governor, Republican governor. They would then be part of that process. One less election to, my words, put up with. One less election to have to administer, which is very expensive for the clerks, county, city, village, whatever, to have to administer. One less thing we all have to fret about for months and months and years. I think this may be that moment where Wisconsin says, like some other states, maybe we don't elect justices anymore. Maybe that's not the way to elect people for that.
And just
court.
ensure that those 10-year terms are staggered.
Yeah, that would have to be part of it, because I think the next election is 2025 for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. What do you think? 855-616-1620. Welcome your thoughts and feedbacks. I've got a few more things to say about it. I'm sure you do as well. I see there's a phone call. We'll get to Earl right after this. We're broadcasting live from the Bank 5-9 studios at the beautiful, gorgeous, amazing Wisconsin State Fair.
More of WTMJ now after this. A Brewers game and a Vienna beef hot dog. Ah, the perfect recipe.
Wow, this is really good.
The only thing to make it better? Winning tickets to the Brewers game with Ticket Tuesdays on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Every Tuesday at 3:35. It's Ticket Tuesdays, presented by Vienna Beef, the official hot dog of the Brewers. Better than all the rest.
When big national banks make a decision, it requires many emails, phone calls, and plenty of video conferences from around the globe. When we make a banking decision, we do it over a cup of coffee in our office. Finding a local bank that's passionate about the community and knows your name is hard to find these days.
Good morning, Diane. Welcome back.
The search is over.
Waterstone Bank, proud to be your local bank for over 100 years. Love your bank as much as we love this community. Waterstone Bank, Waukesha, Milwaukee, and Washington County.
Member FDIC. I've got some cheese curds that I'm willing to share. Then I want to ride that giant slide over there. So if you've got 11 days to spare, won't you come with me to the Wisconsin State Fair? Won't you come with me to the Wisconsin, great state of Wisconsin State
There's
Fair.
something for everyone at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular August 3rd through the 13th.
Breakthroughs aren't just for medical journals. They're to help people hold their grandbabies for the first time. Expertise isn't just for awards or recognition. It can be what gives people the best chance to walk again. At the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, people are the driving force behind everything we do. So we never lose sight of what's important. And we never forget who it's for. Because in the end, we're people helping people. That means every breakthrough, every clinical study, every interaction is to help people like you, your family, and your neighbors be the best they can be. We do everything possible because we see everything possible in you. To find out how compassion motivates world-class care, visit Froedtert.com.
WTMJ now.
What do you think? Should our courts be appointed and not elected? I mean, we've seen some just hideous races. I mean, I use the term hideous on purpose, and just astronomical amounts of money, I think, wasted on ads that nobody pays attention to, just trying to blow up the other side. We have the illusion of nonpartisanship, nonpartisan races, which I think everybody knows they're not. And we've certainly seen an alignment with political parties from justices, and to the point where justices now, on both sides, are firing off tweets and writing blogs. That's not my idea of how a Supreme Court should work, whether that's Wisconsin or U.S. Earl is first up on the phones. Welcome to the show, Earl. Always welcome here.
Well, let me say that I don't want to see them appointed. If you think we're dealing with problems right now, depending on who's in office, Democrats or Republicans, we know who's going to wind up being given those positions. And I think it's, to be honest with you, I'm just really frustrated after 15 years of conservative rule on the bench. Those of us who aren't conservatives weren't very happy with the way things have gone over the last 15 years. And yet now we finally get to a point where Democrats have a chance to kind of have some kind of control over the Supreme Court. There's all this gnashing of teeth of what Democrats are looking to do on the Supreme Court. I think that it makes little sense whatsoever to say that that people who wind up in these positions don't have a political side that they're involved in. They're judges of the highest standard, and they have been either appointed by Republicans or Democrats all along the way. So to somehow think that there's not going to be bias once they get to the Supreme Court is the wrong way of thinking. That's fool's gold as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Earl. And I'll say this to Earl. Let me let you go there. But look, I understand that when they come into the court, they have a notion of what those words mean, what the laws mean. Now, I've talked to Justice Daniel Kelly, who ran against Justice Janet Protasewicz in the last election, and he said he was an originalist, right? The words matter. But I've talked to enough attorneys and enough people that are knowledgeable about the work of the court, the legal system, to understand it's always interpretation. If we didn't have interpretation, we would have no need for justices, because they are there to take those words and say, this is what those words mean. This is how we're going to implement those words to kind of clarify what those words mean for the public.
And on some of the most challenging cases and discussions, we have a group of justices, so that way there can be a consensus of an interpretation or an opinion.
And I do agree with Earl that this notion now that because liberals have control of the court, somehow it's all dastardly and they're doing it the wrong way. Let's be honest. Conservatives had the power. They did the same thing. They utilized their power. That's the points of having a court that leans one way or the other. In the ideal world, we would have an equal number, and we would force, I said this about elected representatives as well, equal number, you got to figure it out. No one has an advantage, but that's not the reality of the world we live in. And with a elected courts, we're going to get moments where conservatives have power. We're going to get moments where liberals have power. And the rest of us will have to live with that reality. And the way you change that is, of course, when the next election happens, which I think is 2025, then you can make a decision. I would encourage my Republican friends perhaps to run better candidates. You want to win elections and you have not done well in this state. I think you lost 14 of the last 17. Not a great track record. You are losing elections. You might want to ask yourself, here's one of those big questions, why? Perhaps candidates, perhaps policy.
Or here's a revolutionary thought. You might want to ask constituents what they want and need.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the issues.
Know your audience.
Abortion is now a losing issue for Republicans. As startling as that may seem, it's a losing issue. We just saw it in Ohio with a measure that went through or didn't go through. It is a clarifying moment for Republicans. Are you going to listen to the voters and the residents of your state, or are you not? And I'm all about ideals and policies and understanding the platform of a party. I get that. But that has to evolve. That has to change over time. Those things are not status quo. They're fluid. And to not understand that means you're not paying attention to the voters of Wisconsin. And what do we know about voters in Wisconsin? Overwhelmingly support medical marijuana. We're surrounded by states who've already made that decision. Mm-hmm. Recreational marijuana, a little trickier. But we are surrounded by not only states, but a country, Canada, who's already made that decision. Abortion, clearly, voters in Wisconsin, whether you judge by polling or referendums, they don't support the 1849 law. They support a more modernized version, whether that's 1990s, 2000s, or the earlier Roe decision in the U.S. Supreme Court. That's the reality. And to not face that reality, I think, is dooming you to future election success. Got a bunch of calls, lots of texts. Should we appoint our judges, or should we continue to elect them? We'll continue that conversation after this from our Bank 59 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair.
More of WTMJ now after this.
You're gonna love it, you're gonna love it all when you shop at St. Vincent de Paul. Old things, new things here for you. We're always changing, we're always new. So many friendly people, smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Radon It's in your home, and Lifetime Radon Solutions can get it out. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. The radon levels in our Menominee Falls home were too high for our comfort level. Lifetime Radon Solutions installed a mitigation system in less than a day to put our minds at ease. Radon's the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. Call Lifetime Radon Solutions today for a free home test with no strings attached. Mitigation systems start as low as $9.95. Take care of your family and do what we did. Call Lifetime Radon Solutions today. LifetimeRadon.com.
It's not a gimmick. It's simply comprehensive, fee-only financial planning to get all your arrows pointed in the right direction. And although rate of return is important, there are many factors that are equally, if not more important. There's a strong belief among financial experts that tax planning is more important than rate of return. And at Financial Strategies, we strongly believe that is what sets us apart. As a result of our strategies, our clients have saved significantly on their taxes. They were prepared to pay the taxes and elated when we shared how they could avoid them. We want to grow your investment and protect it, and we've proven to be very good at doing just that. I'm Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., and we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
It's WTMJ Now.
We're going to change subjects in a little bit, but I want to get the callers on because they've been very patient. Bob from Grafton joins us. Hi, Bob.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. What do you think?
You were saying that the judges need to take a look at what their constituents want and needs. That doesn't always follow through, though, because you can see that the majority of people would like some type of gun control, some type of legalized marijuana, and some type of abortion. Yet when the judges get in there, they don't follow that through.
I'm not talking about judges. I should have been more specific. When I'm talking about elected officials, I'm not talking about the judges, even though they are elected. I'm talking about your governors, your legislatures. The justices need to follow the law. Legislatures make the law. So that was on me. I need to be more specific. What I expect from the judges, is a clear expectation they understand what the law means, and then their interpretation of it has to follow that.
Well,
that makes sense?
When 3 of our judges were in confirmation hearings, they vowed to uphold rule, yet when they got in there, they turned 180 degrees.
So what does that suggest to you?
Pardon?
What does that suggest to you? You're talking about the U.S. Supreme Court, but what does that suggest to you? What happened there?
What happens? The judges should uphold what they're talking about. I don't understand how conservatives can say they're pro-life when they do nothing about gun control.
That's a bigger point. Thanks for the call, Bob. I appreciate it. Let's squeeze one more in. Zach from Milwaukee. Hi, Zach. You've been very patient.
Yeah, no problem.
What do you have to say?
Thanks, sir. Yeah,
sure.
I don't think they should be appointed unless there's some term limits on that. So I'm not sure how Wisconsin would do it. That's one thing I do like about the election is that you can get some new blood, or you can get someone who the people want or people think will uphold the law. Yes, it's obviously biased on left or right. You gotta be blind not to see that. But that's one thing I think is wrong with the national Supreme Court is that to get that term for life, and maybe they're going to be rigid like a tree and not like a sapling and move with the times at how they interpret things. But I would for it to be appointed, I would have to see like some term limits or something like that on the Supreme Court judge.
I think we'd have to match. Thanks for the call there, Zach. I think we'd have to match what we have now, 10-year terms. And the fact that the governor appoints it, that puts a lot of power in that election for governor. We make a decision as voters. All right, we know that person, man or woman, has that power. Therefore, when we're casting our vote for governor, we've got to really think about this. What spots are coming up open on the Supreme Court? Do you want a Democratic governor, Republican governor, and put that into all the different factors that we think about when we cast our votes. Thanks to all of you for being very patient on the phone lines. I know we had a lot of moving pieces there. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to be joined by Dan Schaefer of the recombobulation area, a great local journalist. I call him an advocacy journalist. He can disagree if he wants. Certainly a blogger who talks a lot about, and award-winning, by the way, who talks a lot about politics in the state and in the federal level as well. And he's got an interesting point in one of his latest pieces. And it has to do with former President Donald Trump. Not surprising. He's always in the news. We'll talk to Dan Schaefer. And you can join us as well, 855-616-1620, the old National Bank Talk and Text line, broadcasting live from the Bank 59 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Sandy and Steve will be back after this.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 59 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue. Featuring acts like Kids from Wisconsin, Here Come the Mummies and Pat McCurdy, Bank 59 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 59 between August 3rd and the 13th. Member FDIC.
Hey, I'm Sandy Maxx, and you could retire in the desert or in a swampy space, or, you know, I've been telling you about my friends at Three Pillars in Lake Country. What about retiring in a gorgeous wooded campus area, 300 acres of serenity and safety along the Bark River? It's a perfect setting for your retirement, and they are expanding, taking reservations now for new high-end active adult residences with fun amenities, a supper club, a relaxing spa, a pub, a dog park, a theater, fitness center, and more. A spa and a supper club. That's my kind of place to live. You can choose from 4 different residence styles and all those amenities. There really is nothing else like it in Wisconsin. They'll open in 2025, and they're almost 50% reserved. You still have time to get in on their priority list. See for yourself online at threepillars.org.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. Now that the festivals are coming to an end, the BBC Lighting Festival lasts all year long. Visit our huge award-winning showroom and see all the newest lights and ceiling fans from all the top designers. We sell every major brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. You can see more of our lights at the NBA Parade of Homes, which runs through September 4th. There's something for everyone at BBC, including lampshades, repairs, and our famous free popcorn. BBC is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday from 10 to 4. We're located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands. The James Imaging Systems people, they're one reason why so many businesses choose to do business with James, like Brookfield GMC, Controller Jay Doyle.
They're compatriots to the point where when I call, they act like they're your best friend.
Document imaging technology, managed print services, content management solutions, all supported by the James Imaging Systems people. People who are dedicated to helping your business do business better.
They do a great job. They're like it's one of your workers. They want to help.
Not tomorrow, not next week. Help when you need it. That's James Imaging Systems.
Yeah, they do a great job. They're there immediately, and it's a great feeling because I know they care.
James Imaging Systems.
I do love working with James Imaging. It's perfect.
Put the good people at James Imaging Systems to work for your business. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local office technology partner.
WTMJ Now.
Having fun on a Thursday, right? Yes, Thursday. My days are all screwed up this week. I can't get a day straight to save
Friday
my life.
Eve.
Yeah, I should just look at my little thing here. Thursday, August 10th. How about that? Friday Eve, yes. For those who are looking forward to Friday.
Yeah, who want to get closer to the weekend.
That's although we're working this weekend, 2 to 5.
Work. We're going to be at the fair this weekend from 2 to 5. We'll be on the air. It's not going to feel like work. You and me and Brian Noonan bringing more stories from the fair.
More fun than work.
I like it. From the Bank 59 studio, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're welcome to join us because don't miss out. This is such a fun summer tradition and a beautiful space to be. The weather is just going to be gorgeous as far as I know.
Yes, and we've been very lucky with the weather here at the fair. All right,
77 and sunny right now.
Yes, perfect. And my family's out here, and I'll be joining them shortly. So, speaking of a guy who works hard, Dan Schaefer, you know him from the recombobulation area, a guy who is always tuned into politics, and he prompted me the other day. He says, what do you think about this? And I thought, that's an interesting question. Dan Schaefer joining us in the Tri-County Contracting Hotline. Hi, Dan.
Hey, good morning, Steve. Good morning, Sandy. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
So you posed a question. I'm going to let you pose it, and then I've got a thought on it, but I love the fact that you're asking this because I think you're right. I think not a lot of people are thinking about it in the context of what happened in 2020, but what could happen in the aftermath of 2024. What was the question that you posed?
Yeah, so, with the debate coming up in Milwaukee, now less than 2 weeks from today, that we're going to start seeing the bright lights turn to the 2024 Republican presidential primary. And what I wrote in my column at the recombobulation area this week is what I consider to be the biggest 2024 Republican presidential primary story that no one is talking about, which is this, which is that even if Donald Trump legitimately loses, he's never going to concede, right? We saw in 2020 that he never conceded defeat to Joe Biden. He's tried all sorts of myriad of ways to overturn the election, culminating, of course, in the insurrection on January 6th. But nobody seems to be talking about this in the context of this particular primary. We're looking to this debate for an opportunity for, to see the message from the many candidates running for their Republican nomination. We're going to see if Ron DeSantis can turn his campaign around, if some of the other candidates polling in single digits can start to build some momentum. But at the same time, even if they do, even if Ron DeSantis were to turn his campaign around, win Iowa and New Hampshire, bring some momentum in, is Donald Trump going to concede at any point in this campaign? Now, it might not matter. Trump is very, very far ahead in the polls right now. But I think as we start to look at the messages from these other campaigns, as we start to kind of look at the horse race of this primary, I think this is a question that the national media needs to really grapple with, and it really hasn't, and I think that ultimately comes down to adjusting to this post-January 6th paradigm where Donald Trump, even if he legitimately loses, is never going to concede.
Let me answer the question. Why would we think he would? He can't accept 2020. He's still talking about it every night. He's on some program. I think he was on Newsmax last night. I would argue that it'll be even worse, and that's the danger of a Trump candidacy. I agree with you. Yes, he's far ahead in the polling. We haven't had an actual vote cast yet, and things can certainly change. But leading into this debate, which he has not even indicated he's going to attend, and my guess is Governor Scott Walker is saying he thought he was going to attend. I don't think he's going to. I'm not of any mind that suggests Donald Trump's going to go down any easier than he did in 2020, which is not at all. I think that's the logical explanation. And then we have a bigger question, Dan. As a country, what do we do about this? We have a candidate who will not accept defeats. Crazy.
I think it's such a big issue going into this. And we saw in the news, I believe it was last night in an interview that Trump had, I believe it was on Newsmax, were saying he was not going to sign the pledge to support the Republican nominee, no matter who the candidate is. Well, of course not. He's not going to accept or result anything other than his own victory. So I think that, I think campaigns are, of course, more than just a horse race of it all, and I think it's about having a conversation about the future of the country and whatever message that, Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley or Vivek Ramaswamy bring to the debate stage in Milwaukee in a couple of weeks will be an important conversation. But I think looming over all of this is the fact that Trump is not going to just concede. Like, if he didn't concede in 2020 after legitimately losing to Joe Biden, do you see any scenario where he would concede to Mike Pence or Chris Christie or any of these other candidates who are running for the Republican nomination? I just don't see it.
Yeah, and somebody, again, like you who pays a lot of attention to politics, I guess for the Republicans, the question they have to ask is, so how does this all sort out? We have a debate happening in a couple weeks. He's probably not going to be there, in my opinion. We have the other candidates who are all struggling. I mean, we have seen in the last, 4 months, Ron DeSantis go from probably a guy who is considered the favorite if Trump wasn't going to be the candidate to a guy who is reassembling his campaign staff, who has dropped in the polling. I know you're not a Republican, and I know you don't play one on TV or the radio, but from your perspective, how do you see this shaking out? Because as somebody who pays attention to it, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen if it's not Trump. And if it is Trump, you asked a great question. He's not going to change his mind on any of this stuff, including 2020 or 2024. What do you see happening?
Yeah, so as part of this column, I took a look at the polling averages as where they are now. And like you mentioned, the Ron DeSantis campaign has been on a pretty steady slide since late March. They were at 30% in the he was at 30% in the polls. In late March, he's down to about 15% in the national polling averages now. None of the other candidates are above 6%. And that, I also took a look back at the polling in 2015 at the time of the first presidential debate then. Donald Trump was also up, but he was at 22% then. He's at over 50% now. And then the other candidates, Jeb Bush and Scott Walker, were both over 12%. So it's a very different dynamic than what we're seeing now. But I think, with how poorly DeSantis has done in the early going here, either he has to really turn things around fast, or they're going to face a similar dynamic as they did 8 years ago, where, donors and non-Trump Republicans will be kind of bouncing from candidate to candidate, never really able to coalesce around one of them, and that will just leave the door open to Donald Trump winning the nomination.
I know you came on to talk about this specific question, but somebody who observes politics like you do you see any scenario where Joe Biden is not the candidate for Democrats in 2024?
I really don't. I think this is, I think that this time of the cycle, people want to kind of poke holes in whatever the candidacy might be, and this is a time of the cycle where people will talk about a third party run or a dark horse candidate or something like that. But if you really look at the polling for in the Democratic Party, I think there is, of course, worry with Biden about his age more than anything else. But I think in terms of policy and in terms of what he's done in his first term, I think Democrats pretty across the board do support what he's been able to bring to the presidency.
Who are the rising stars? I've heard the name Gavin Newsom. Certainly the vice president would probably have to be part of that equation. Who are the rising stars for Democrats when you're talking about presidential politics?
Yeah, it's a good question. So you're thinking more, it's 2028, I suppose, here, right? So if you're looking ahead, I think one candidate I think would be great on the national stage is Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She has kind of brought this pragmatic progressivism to Michigan in a lot of ways. There's a really good New Yorker feature that I read recently about her being reelected by a double-digit margin in Michigan and kind of really a focus on, expanding rights in a lot of ways, but also really focusing on blue-collar jobs and expanding the economy in Michigan and turning things around. So I think Gretchen Whitmer would be high on my list for people, running for president in 2028.
Dan Schaefer joining us, journalist. Recombobulation Area is his, what do you call it, a blog or you call it a column? What do you call it?
It's a weekly opinion column and online publication. So I started it as just the weekly column, have since grown it into something a little bit more than that. So I think it's, and I also was the winner of the Milwaukee Press Club Award for Best Blog. So maybe it's just a blog. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, I'm fine with it.
I was going to get to that because it's award-winning, and it's a number of times, so it's not like a fluke. You won, what is it, 6 or 9 times? What is it?
I've won, since I started the Recombobulation Area just about 4 years ago, I've won 10 awards with it. So, yeah.
10 awards. He's gone double digits on us.
Congratulations, and thought-provoking ideas.
Hey, real quick before we let you go, I want to get your thoughts on the back and forth now. We were talking a little bit about the Wisconsin Supreme Court and the now moving from left-leaning to right-leaning. Hagedorn is always kind of a wild card. We know that as conservatives. But some of the latest dust-up that's happening between the Chief Justice Ziegler and the newest member, Janet Protasiewicz, Justice Janet Protasiewicz, and some of the other liberal members. Any thoughts on where this is going to go?
Yeah, I think it's, we're just adjusting to a new reality. And I think, some of the things that Republicans got upset with last week just seems like the type of things that typically happen when you have, a new regime or a new majority. You have a new governor, they're going to make some new appointments. You have a new legislative leader, they're going to bring in some new processes. I don't really think the hysterics about the initial, changes that any of the liberal majority members might be making are really that big of a deal. I'm more focused on some of the cases that might be before them. I'm really interested to see what happens with the redistricting case, which was filed less than 24 hours after Protasewicz was seated on the Supreme Court, and I think that is going to be a really interesting one to watch, especially considering the timeline that they might have to meet to get new legislative maps that more fairly reflect the Wisconsin electorate.
Yeah, Governor Evers brought that up as well. He expects that to be one of the first cases that they look at. So I always appreciate your time, Dan Schaefer. Recombobulation area, always a great read, and I appreciate you taking the time to join our audience and join us from the Wisconsin State Fair.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Dan Schaefer, we had a lot of great guests today. And we're just getting warmed up. It's only my watch 10:51. We are just getting warmed up on this Thursday edition. Sandy Maxx, Steve Scaffidi, live from the Wisconsin State Fair, broadcasting from the Bank 5-9 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair.
More of WTMJ now after this.
No matter the hour. We are following a developing and breaking story out of Waukesha.
No matter the day.
Russia continues its invasion of Ukraine as President Biden announces sanctions.
The news doesn't stop.
An abortion ban now in place in Wisconsin.
And neither do we.
Over 1,000 years is how long Darrell Brooks Jr. will spend behind bars.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
National Weather Service calling it a once-in-a-generation event.
News Radio 620.
WTMJ.
My partners had told me I should get my knee replaced. I was in my 40s, and I decided that I wouldn't do that.
That's orthopedic surgeon Dr. John Herzog, who found regenerative medicine years ago and became a believer.
It changed my life around. It improved me to a point where I was able to jog again.
That's when Dr. Herzog switched his focus from surgery to helping his patients with natural biologics.
I've treated at least 5,000 patients. I believe your body has everything it needs to heal itself.
Today, you'll find Dr. Herzog at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in this exciting field of medicine that can give lasting pain relief with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery.
I have patients coming up to me that I did 10 years ago saying, Doc, my elbow's still working great. I'm playing tennis 3 days a week.
Call QC Kinetics now to explore alternative ways to deal with your pain. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg Offices. One call, that's all.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368. This is Chief Home Buying Strategist Brian Wickert. A lot of home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting their pre-approval and financing their new home. That's exactly what Jordan and Michelle did, and it wasn't until after they wrote their 5th losing offer that they took their agent's advice and called Accunet for a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and offer strategy consultation. Every time you write an offer and lose, it's an emotional punch to the gut because you've already imagined having Thanksgiving dinner at that house. We're helping home shoppers and their agents write stronger, more convincing offers every day with powerful tools and strategies that really work. If you don't mind writing 5 losing offers, go ahead and get a flimsy generic pre-approval from your bank or credit union. But if you want the best shot at writing an offer that gets accepted, get a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet, and I'll personally join in on your offer strategy consultation like I did for Jordan and Michelle, whose very next offer was a winner. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. It's WTMJ now.
You take it on the run, baby.
Oh, some REO Speedwagon. How about that?
They are headlining tonight on the main stage. Edwin McCain opening up. REO, you can't go wrong. Every single song you're going to sing along with, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you were running through that list, and they have an impressive array of songs. And I remember a lot of these songs because I've probably seen them a dozen times.
Sure, Riding the Storm Out, Roll with the Changes, Keep Pushing. That's a good song.
Kevin Cronin and Gang.
Yeah,
is it
from just south of the border?
Now, if you
Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah, they're from my hometown.
Not Mexico.
Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, okay. So Kevin Cronin, is the band still intact? Do you know if there's still new members? Because a lot of these bands.
Kevin
have been around
Cronin
for a
is
while.
definitely part of the band. I think it's almost all the original members. Truly.
That's cool. That is cool.
They've had some. Gary Rickrath passed away, so is what I'm getting to. But most of them, mostly original members. Yeah. So you're going to be singing along with Kevin Cronin and the band, and Take It on the Run, Time for Me to Fly. Back on the Road Again. That's a good song.
Did they have
Can't Fight This Feeling?
Were they the ones with the double album that did so well? The live album, was that them? A lot of them had live albums.
They had a great album called You Can Tune a Piano, but You Can't Tune a Fish.
That's not the one I'm thinking about. I do remember that album.
But that's worth mentioning. But yeah, outside music on the main stage tonight, it's going to be a great summer night of classic rock songs. If you're interested in coming on out to the Wisconsin State Fair and rocking out with REO tonight.
And every night of the fair has been just like spectacular. The weather is perfect. And, somebody asked me on the text line, Old National Bank Talking text line, talk so much about cream puffs because we're right across from the pavilion. I'm staring at it right now, literally. Like, why don't you go in the cream puff eating contest? And I responded politely, I'm also a fan of not embarrassing myself. Now, I love cream puffs, but I'm not going to just shove them. Now, you can't use your hands. I'm not going to stick my head into a cream puff and try to eat as many as I can or as fast as I can.
That's not the most enjoyable way.
No. You know who wins a lot of these is Dario Melendez from I think it's Channel 12.
Shameless food eating, shameless cream puff mowing.
He's got a couple trophies under his belt. So that's part of the fun of being at the fair. We got Dunkin' out here giving away, which I'm still sipping on the iced coffee, which is delicious. There's something about Dunkin' coffee. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not a coffee connoisseur, but I appreciate good coffee. They are one of the better places you can go to get a coffee to go. I put McDonald's on that list, Quick Trip, certainly, Speedway.
It's one of my mom's favorites. My mom used to joke that she felt that there was something addictive about Dunkin' Donuts coffee, in addition to the caffeine. But yeah,
I've heard that. I've heard that story. Now, whether that's sugar, I don't think so, but there's something in that coffee. Yeah. And of course, their donuts are spectacular as well. Who doesn't like a donut? Who doesn't like a donut? You know what we have to do?
You can find a dill pickle donut here at the Wisconsin State Fair if you really want to get adventurous.
I put a nose plug and a thumbs down on the dill pickle donut. Great to see you, folks.
But at least you tried
Thanks for being at the fair. I didn't try it. I ate the pickles off of it. It didn't look appealing to me at all.
It's quite all right.
All right, so after the break for news, which is the top of the hour here on WTMJ, we're going to do something called That's What We Said. Formerly, That's What Steve Said. 5 questions that could potentially change your life. Not really, but I like to say that. So we ask you 5 questions pulled from our actual shows of things we actually spoke about, topics, segments, fun things. We have 5 this week. We ask you 5 questions, 3 possible answers for each. I need 2 callers to play That's What Steve Said. Why does it matter? Because you can win a $30 Mineshaft gift card, beautiful downtown Hartford. And we know that Thursdays, of all the days, buy 1 pizza, get 1 free. And as John McCure always says, buy 5 pizzas, get 5 free, 10, all the way up to infinity. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just said it on the radio. So I need 2 callers, 855-616-1620. You get to have some fun with us at the fair. 5 questions, and potentially the winner will get a $30 Mineshaft gift card. So start calling, 855-616-1620, Old National Bank Talking text line. We're going to have some fun from the fair, from the Bank 59 studios with Sandy Maxx and all of you great guests of the fair who are all listening on the phone and listening to our broadcast here. And if you're out at the fair on your way in, come and say hi. That's part of the fun of it for us, right?
Hey, see?
We want to take those selfies. We want to have fun with the people at the fair. That's what we do, and the weather's perfect, so why not?
It's a great place to bump into old friends and meet new friends.
Absolutely. I'm big on the new friends thing because I have good friends, but I always want to meet new ones, fresh ones.
Fresh friends.
Who wants stale bread when you can have fresh bread? I'm just kidding. All right. News is next on WTMJ.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
I'm Captain Ann Maxson with the Wisconsin State Patrol. Safety on our highways is a team effort. Every day our troopers and inspectors focus on keeping people and commerce moving safely. Drivers can do their part to prevent crashes and needless tragedies by remembering 2 simple things. Buckle up, phones down. Thanks for helping us move towards 0 deaths on Wisconsin roads.
A safety message sponsored by the U.S. and Wisconsin DOTs.
Annex Wealth Management. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forget commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Now's a great time to get signed up for your exterior work, like siding and windows. Why put it off? The lines are shorter, and we'll be ready to take on your next project.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
The Wisconsin State Fair is here. Whether you're there for the pig races, giant slide, or food on a stick, Stop by the Bank 5-9 studios on the grounds of the State Fair as we broadcast live. This is your Wisconsin State Fair headquarters. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 11:01, it is 78 degrees, sunny today, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead. Wildfires ripping through the island of Maui in Hawaii, causing thousands to evacuate and killing at least 36 people. The fires, fueled by hurricane winds, took the island by surprise. Kim Gamble of the Honolulu Civil Beat.
There have been very high winds here, which are stemming from Hurricane Dora. That's another reason this sort of took a lot of people by surprise, because Hurricane Dora actually passed far to the south of the islands. But the winds that stemmed from the hurricane were much stronger than expected in Maui.
Fires have devastated the historic Maui towns in that region there. Officials say it's difficult to determine the true extent of the damage so far. Lots of evacuated, shelters are full, and the airport, many people trying to get out. Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman and Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson among those on hand to unveil a Community Connect Milwaukee Real-Time Crime Center initiative today. The city unveiling that this morning, a new public-private partnership. Expect to learn more about how police will utilize this data from this Real-Time Crime Center. Milwaukee County Sheriff Danita Ball requesting a $17 million increase to the sheriff's office. Ball lays out the goals she says the budget will increase is trying to achieve.
Critical pay increase in order to provide a competitive wage, which became necessary when the state of Wisconsin passed a $33 per hour starting pay for its correctional staff.
TMJ4 News reporting that Milwaukee County Jail should have an additional 90 correctional officials and officers to manage the capacity that is currently at the jail. News about your money. The Consumer Price Index for July, a key gauge of inflation, shows a moderate year-over-year 3.2% increase in prices. CBS's Jill Schlesinger on what that means for the Fed.
Overall, this report was largely in line with expectations. It could mean that the Federal Reserve is able to pause at its next meeting in September, but there will be another month of both employment and inflation data for Fed officials to chew on.
If we check the numbers, WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is up 159, the NASDAQ up 39, and the S&P is up 15. Get on track with investment and retirement planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button today. Hollywood strikes are delaying an annual TV awards show.
This is the 74th Emmys.
The 75th Emmys, which were set to take place September 18th, are being postponed until Martin Luther King Day, January 15th. They'll air from the newly renamed Peacock Theater at LA Live in downtown Los Angeles. Union rules forbid striking writers from participating in the telecast, and actors can't accept trophies on national TV. Unions are pushing for higher pay, increased residuals, and protections against AI. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Evans Transportation is stoked for the Milwaukee baseball playoff push. After all, they're the complete player when it comes to logistics. But instead of being a 5-tool player, Evans is the ultimate 3-tool logistics partner. When manufacturers have accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, they come to Evans. And for the record, Evans is happy to leave the stuff to the real players. They'll stick to logistics. Good luck to Milwaukee from Evans and Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Know any good jokes?
Sure. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hello?
That's it.
That's the joke?
Get it? We don't have employees at Hasseless Mattress, so nobody's here to answer the door. The doors lock and unlock on a timer.
No employees?
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
Are you joking?
Shop Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Serta Perfect Sleeper, and more for way less.
How way less?
Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Next day delivery, too.
You better not be pulling my leg.
And through Monday, you'll also get a $200 MasterCard Rewards gift card.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Sorry, not home. I'm at Hasseless Mattress.
Get an additional $200 in rewards cash on your new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper. Now through Monday at Hasseless Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasseless.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update.
The NFL preseason is in full swing. The Packers down in Cincinnati this week as the two teams held a joint practice on Wednesday in preparation for Friday night's game. Good first-year starter Jordan Love see some playing time in Cincinnati this week.
Yeah, another plan, get a couple series out there. Not sure how many yet. Said we were going to kind of base it off practice, how it went. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I definitely want to be out there, get some reps, just get back into the game mode.
Packers-Bengals set to kick off Friday night at 6 p.m. Mark Canha scored the winning run in the bottom of the 10th inning as the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers beat the Colorado Rockies by a final score of 7-6 on Wednesday afternoon. With the victory, the Brewers now leading the NL Central Division by 2.5 games over both the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. I'm Brandon Snide, WTMJ Sports.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Issue right now is in Kenosha County, just north of the state line, 94 northbound. Road work being done, so you're getting moved over to the right-hand side. This is before you get to Highway 50. So you're going to see some slowdowns as you're bottlenecking there. You're moving over to the right-hand side of things. You'll get through it, but it is slow as you deal with that. So brake lights there will be, but you will get through it, and then you'll be on your way. Once you get to 50, you're good, heading north past there.
Traffic is sponsored by Weisgerber's Golden Mast Inn, your place on the lake. Visit goldenmastin.com.
Nothing better than a Friday fish fry with breathtaking views of Okauchee Lake. Enjoy cod, walleye, or lake perch at the Golden Mast Inn. Learn more at goldenmastin.com.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast, nice one today. Sunny, a high of 83. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy and a low of 65. For your Friday, some scattered showers and storms are likely, especially late tomorrow. Some of those storms tomorrow could be strong to severe, so be sure you're paying attention to the weather tomorrow. High of 86. Saturday, sunny, a high of 84. Sunday, partly cloudy, a high of 79. Chance for rain late on Sunday. Monday, chance for rain, a high of 77. Right now, in Milwaukee, it is 78 degrees. I'm Eric Bilstead, siding on the midday WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
They say it's all about the he said, she said. But we know right now it's time for That's What We Said. Sponsored by the Mine Shaft Hartford in Oshkosh on WTMJ Now. Here they are, Sandy Maxx and Steve Scaffidi.
Indeed, here we are broadcasting live from the Bank 5-9 studios for Wisconsin State Fair. A $30 Mine Shaft gift card up for grabs. Let's meet our contestants on this week's edition of That's What We Said. Calling from the airport, which is his frequent location, Rome joins us. We met at the fair on opening day. Hi, Rome.
Good morning, and thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Oh, absolutely. I know you're a loyal listener, so we'll see how you do. A lot of pressure on you because I know you listen.
Yes, I do, but this week was kind of shady because I've been back to work this week.
Okay, all right.
But anyway,
for
I'm
the
going to
folks
give
who
it a
don't
fight.
know your famous presence on our airwaves, 30-second bio of Rome.
Oh, that's easy enough. I'm a retired college basketball coach recruiter for the UW system. I also retired from, most recently, MPS, grandfather of 3 and husband to Allison.
Allison. I didn't know that was your wife's name, so say hi to Allison,
Yep.
and you just did.
All right.
All right, let's meet your opponent here. Greg calling from Hartford. How appropriate since we're giving a $30 Mine Shaft gift card to the Hartford location of Mine Shaft Restaurant. Hi, Greg. Greg?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Greg, are you forfeiting?
Forfeit, default.
No.
Oh, there he is.
Very good.
All right, Greg.
We didn't hear you say hello.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah, I said, what a way to start it out, eh?
That's all right. You'll make up for it. What should we know about you, Greg?
I'm a retired painting contractor, about 32 years.
Still driving medically for Dodge County, part-time, 20 hours a week, and just trying to live life to the fullest.
I love that. So what is, as a former painting contractor, what's the best painting tip you can give to all of our listeners?
Always get 3 estimates.
That's a good common sense one there. Yeah, make sure that you're in the right ballpark when you're getting your estimates for painting. All right, Greg and Rome. Rome, you're going to be first up. We have 5 questions taken right from our shows from the Wisconsin State Fair, things that Sandy and I have talked about. They go all over the board, from politics to what else we have on here? Barbie movie gets a mention. Talk about what else on election conspiracies. So Rome is first up. 5 questions, 3 possible answers. I'm going to read question number 1. We'll kind of alternate between Sandy and I. The winner will win a $30 Mineshaft gift card. If we have a tie, producer Charlie if he hasn't already, is going to craft a tiebreaker question, which will not be multiple choice. And we'll see who's the ultimate winner, but maybe we won't get to that point. All right, Rome first up. Politics was on my mind yesterday. I got a little worked up yesterday. I got a little sweaty in the forehead talking about politics, especially when the governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, visited us. What did I say about the people who represent us? Listen carefully, Rome and Greg. Rome, you're going to guess first. A, the ugly fact is we put those people there. We elect them. That's on us. They don't just show up. B, I think they are giving phone scammers and snake oil salesmen a run for their money. Or C, whatever you think of elected officials, wait a year. It will get worse. Rome, what is the right answer, A, B, or C?
I'm going to go with A.
Rome says A. Greg, what say you?
It's got to be A.
Ooh, you gentlemen are smart. This is going to be a contest. Here's what I said. The ugly fact is we put those people there. They don't get there. They don't just go there and start working. We elect them. So think about that next time you see the low congressional ratings for approval. We put those folks there. That's on us. They don't just show up. I got to it eventually, yes. So both Rome and Greg got question number 1 right, so they're off to a great start. Sandy's got question number 2.
So both Steve and I have had a lot of interesting conversations with our fans and loyal listeners at the studio here at the fair. What did Steve say about one of his interactions? A, one guy said I inspired him to run for office. I said, really? I would have thought that would make you never want to run for anything. B, I think I scared them. 1 minute I was behind the glass, the next I was standing right next to them outside the studio. Or C, I've had, you look a lot older than I thought. And a woman said I was better looking than I say I am. So it's a wash.
What is the right answer? Greg, you're first up.
It definitely is C.
Greg with a C. Rome?
Yep, sir, C.
Oh, these guys are too good. Here it is.
Toe to toe.
So I've had both, you look a lot older than I thought.
Sure. Thought you were taller?
And a woman said I was better looking than I say I am. So I got both.
So there you go. It's a wash.
It is a wash. I think I hugged that woman, too, when she said that. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. All right, gentlemen, you're not making this easy on each other. Both 2 questions. You both got them both right. Takes us to question number 3. Roman's first up. The battle of the sexes and hyper-partisanship were both topics of conversation this week, and somehow we even worked a Barbie movie into the discussion. What did we say? A, just like Barbie, if you squeeze an elected official's head hard enough, no brains will come out. B, I saw the Barbie movie last week. Just like all men having complete control, having all women being in control scares me as well. I think a mixed bag is a good thing. Or C, if Donald Trump is Ken, then who's playing the role of Barbie? What did I say? Rome.
Wow, you got me on that one, but I think it might be B.
All right, Rome says B. Greg, what do you say?
Yeah, I think it's B, too.
Look at these guys are too good for us. Here it is. Now, I'm not going all Barbie movie because I saw the Barbie movie last week. Oh, my goodness.
You don't want to live in Barbie land?
No. Just like all men having complete control, all women having complete control scares me as well. And I think the happy medium...
It's what we're talking about. It's pretend they're both parties. Can we just work together? It doesn't have to be all one or all the other.
Yeah, I think a mixed bag is a good thing. All right, gentlemen, 3 up questions. All 3, both of them, got all right. So that's pretty good performance. I've never had that happen before, actually. So we're in uncharted territory. Yes, Rome, 3 correct. Greg, 3 correct, which takes us to question number 4.
Which is an art question. And plein air art painters were here at the Wisconsin State Fair Monday and Tuesday painting canvases outdoors. So Steve asked me if I've ever painted, and I actually have. What did I say about a specific work of art that I created? A, I've painted in watercolor, and I did what I thought was a very good tree trunk. I thought it was very natural. B, I should really try to paint a picture of you and see if any of the fans or listeners can guess who it is. I think that would be interesting. Or C, I think I would describe my artistic style as post-1970s music-inspired impressionism.
All right, Greg, what is the right answer, A, B, or C?
Well, you might have me stumped on this one. I'm going to say B.
All right, Greg says B. Rome, from the airport, probably. What do you say?
Man, it's A all the way.
Ooh. Rome is a guy that pays attention. Here's what I actually said. Or you?
Yes, I have painted in watercolor in the past, and I did what I thought was a very good tree trunk. I thought it was very natural.
You painted a tree trunk.
Well, it was in nature, but that was
Where does this hang right now? This portrait?
I have the canvas. It's just on a piece of canvas.
Oh. There you go. Rome, 4 up, 4. He's got right. Greg, you're trailing. So here we are, 5th and final question. Rome is first up. Greg, you got a time at least to get to the tiebreaker question. Question number 5 has to do with election integrity. Rome, you're first up. A, B, or C, along with the drumbeat of election conspiracy theories. Those are themes of this program and of course, the campaign for President of the United States. What did I say about the impact of those efforts? A, one would have to think that whatever has happened since 2020 will only get worse in 2024. B, much of this has been overblown and over-investigated, in air quotes. Show me some hard evidence and then maybe I'll change my mind. Or C, the damage that has been done to city and county clerks and the election process will last generations. The damage is long-lasting, all because one person, one race, said it was rigged. Rome, what is the right answer for question number 5, A, B, or C?
All the way, C, me, see ya.
He says C. Yep. Greg?
Yeah, it's got to be C.
All right, gentlemen, let's see what I said on question number 5. The damage that has been done to city and county clerks and the election process will last generations because you have blown up what was a trusted institution. Local folks showing up, working the polls, doing incredible work. City and county clerks just doing the hard work. Now they're abused, threatened. The damage is long-lasting, all because one person, one race said it was rigged. That's what I said. That means Rome got all 5 correct, only the second time that's ever happened in the history of That's What Steve Said or That's What We Said. Greg, thanks for playing with us on this Thursday from the fair. Appreciate you.
Well done.
Appreciate you. And 4 is nothing to...
Missed it by that much.
Yeah, feel bad about it. Rome, what can I say? You're probably one of those loyal listeners to the program we've ever had. No surprise, 5-0. And I'm going to throw in, Rome, because I did this for the only other person that ever went 5-0, lunch with me at the Avenue Studios right outside in the beautiful 3rd Street Market Hall.
Wow, that in itself is a prize by itself.
All I do is give. That's what I do from the fair. Rome, congratulations. Stay on the line. What'd you say?
I said all we do is win, win, win.
There we go. As a former coach, that rings true. All right, Rome, stay on the line. Producer Charlie, get all your information. That's this week's edition of That's What We Said.
More of WTMJ Now after this. Now batting for the Brewers Radio Network, play-by-play announcer Lane Grindle.
It does sound like a totally freak thing. But we've seen that at times over the years, different injuries that have popped up. The best bat in Major League Baseball, one of the very few elite arms. He's in a very rare class when it comes to that. It's going to be entertaining over the next couple of weeks. I'm interested to see what the Brewers do.
Lane Grindle joins Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Monday during the Brewers' 2023 campaign.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Educators Credit Union. I just met with these folks yesterday in beautiful Oak Creek. When you open an Educators Credit Union account like I did last year, checking accounts, you can say goodbye to surprise fees and hello to a whole lot of perks. Enjoy rewards, cash back, discounts, card customization. I have an OC card. I absolutely love this thing. And whenever I use it, people go, how did you get that? I go to Educators. You can get one too. With their convenient digital services, best in the business, I say. And nationwide network of over, get this, 60,000 60,000 fee-free ATMs. You can also access your account anytime, anywhere. Join Educators Credit Union like I did. I joined last year. Happy to be a member. And take advantage of all the benefits that come with a checking account. Get started like I did at ECU.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Siding Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
The deeper the hole, the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we've fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole has bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
Due for Service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
WTMJ Now.
I'm going to have to make those, that's what we said, questions harder. They did well, 5-4. I've never had that much success on that thing. I try to make it difficult.
It was Rome's time to shine. Thanks to all our fans for listening. That was impressive.
Yeah, it was impressive. And only 2 people have ever gotten all the questions right. And I haven't had the other lunch yet, but we've been going back and forth on that. It's hard to do that. And, you know, people say, how did he know all those answers? Well, he listens like literally all day to all the shows. And he pays attention, and he's a smart guy.
You have it on in the background on your radio, or you can pull it up at WTMJ.com. We have the audio stream. We even have the video stream, so you can have it on all the time, wherever you are.
And the cool thing is, I got to meet him for the first time at the State Fair. Opening day, there's Rome standing right outside the window with this crazy,
yeah, it was fun to meet him. Yeah,
colored
he had a big,
shirt.
bright, it wasn't quite Hawaiian shirt, but it was a bright, short-sleeve, button-up shirt. He looked good.
Yeah, let's just say you couldn't miss it. And he was a pleasure to meet in person. Yeah. He's a pleasure to certainly talk to on the phone. So congrats to him for being the second person to get all 5 questions right. All right, one of the things we're going to do, not just today and tomorrow, but on our special Saturday, is bringing some great features from the fair. And I heard this morning. I said, we got to play this on the show.
Oh, well, there's so many stories here at the State Fair. And you hear a lot about the food, as you should. You hear a lot about the music, as you should, and the livestock. Well, there's also something else associated with the livestock that is something that some of us staff here at the fair have to deal with. This is a Scooper Trooper feature. At the Wisconsin State Fair, lots of livestock means lots of what they leave behind, from their behind. Sparing us from stepping in that stuff are the Scooper Troopers. You see them around the barns and the Case IH Coliseum carrying a shovel, wearing a brown t-shirt, and shoes they don't mind getting dirty. Piper Faust of Milwaukee is one of the nearly 24 Scooper Troopers.
I am a Scooper Trooper.
What is that?
I clean up after the animals and I clean barns once the public has left. I stand mostly in the Coliseum and wait for an animal to drop something, and then I go clean it up for them.
Tell me this is not a volunteer position.
You can volunteer. If you're under 14, you can volunteer. But if you're over 15, you get paid pretty well for it. So I'm saving up for college.
Although Piper has experience working with the Amish near her grandmother's house in Platteville, a farming background is not required to do this job. You just need to be able to handle a shovel and be able to tolerate the odors. So how do you find out about the Scooper Trooper role?
One of my best friends, Callie, both of her parents are really involved in the agricultural department, and for the last couple years, especially since COVID, they've had such a hard time getting people to apply for this job position. I mean, it's a kind of hard job position, but the pay is so good, it makes up for it, I think.
Are you working all 11 days of the fair?
I am.
Where do you want to go to college?
Hopefully in France. I'm bilingual, so I hope that I get to go to France for college.
How exciting. What do you want to major in?
Marine biology.
Wow, so you are here scooping up droppings.
Yes.
So you can have a bright future.
Yep, exactly.
How much can a scooper trooper earn?
Last year I made about $1,700. Well, I only worked 9 days last year, but hopefully this year I'll work all of the days and I get paid $4 extra for working overtime, so that's nice.
As long as the animals are around at the state fair, the work will pile up, and fairgoers seem to appreciate the crew as they do their duty.
People love to come up to you and say, oh my gosh, I love your shirt, or oh, the Scooper Troopers, I get it. It's a joke, right? I've had people even come up to me and ask where they can get a Scooper Trooper shirt, and I'm like, talk to my boss, I don't know.
We know exactly how they can get one, and it involves the shovel that you have.
Yes, the shovel I have. Mm-hmm.
Sandy Maxx, WTMJ News. One of the hardest jobs at the fair, but I was just so charmed by Piper. Working her way through college, just getting in there, getting it done.
Who would have thought picking up poop could be that lucrative? What'd you say, $1,700?
Last year, and she's putting her mind to it, yeah.
And she said potentially some more money this year?
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to go off to France. I think I heard that in the story. Someone next year has to replace Piper.
Yes.
There's a job opening.
Sure, I would say there's job fairs and there's job hiring, and she told me that after 2020, there were about 6 people on staff, 6 Scooper Troopers last year, and now there are about 24. So it spreads out the work a little bit, but she was working hard.
All right, so just between me and you and anyone who's listening, and of course the folks who are out here at the fair, I'm not doing that job.
You know what? I understand that.
I'm not doing that job.
I understand.
I mean, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to get me to rethink that.
That's why they deserve our respect and admiration.
I'm not saying
that's not an easy job.
Big love to Piper. That's a tough job.
And her Scooper Trooper teammates, because think about it. We've been joking around about how pleasant the weather has been. This is additionally not a fun job if it's one of those 99-degree steamy days.
You're really painting a picture of poop there that I don't even want to think about.
So that's why I wanted to do a shout out to Piper and the rest of her teammates. Thanks for spending time with me, and thanks for the job that you do so we can all walk around and not have to keep wiping our shoes.
Great job, Piper. Someone's got to do that job, and she clearly is an expert in her field. Did she say what she's going to school for? I don't think I caught
Marine biologist.
Marine biologist. What's the connection between picking up poop at the fair and I suppose there's not a connection at all?
It doesn't. Every job you do doesn't have to be related to your job aspirations.
I disagree, but we'll argue about that in the future. All right, after the break, our own Jason Smith. You see him all over the dial on our station. Oh, that's not the right word.
And on our
see him on all the
media
different shows, social media. He's one of the most popular. My wife loves you, by the way. He's one of our most popular employees here at Good Karma and WTMJ and all the stations. He's going to talk about the big event on Saturday, Truth Family Fest.
Yes.
Jason Smith, the one, the only. I learned he's 6'1". 6'1". He'll talk after the break. Stephen Sandy, Bank 59 studio at the Wisconsin States Fair.
More of WTMJ now after this. Did you hear that? It can only mean one thing. The Wisconsin State Fair is back. As you're enjoying the fair, be sure to stop by the Bank 59 studio on the heart of the State Fairgrounds to see all of your favorite hosts broadcasting live. It's WTMJ Live at the Wisconsin State Fair. All fair long. See you there.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368. This is Chief Home Buying Strategist Brian Wickert. A lot of home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting their pre-approval and financing their new home. That's exactly what Jordan and Michelle did, and it wasn't until after they wrote their 5th losing offer that they took their agent's advice and called Accunet for a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval and offer strategy consultation. Every time you write an offer and lose, it's an emotional punch to the gut because you've already imagined having Thanksgiving dinner at that house. We're helping home shoppers and their their agents write stronger, more convincing offers every day with powerful tools and strategies that really work. If you don't mind writing 5 losing offers, go ahead and get a flimsy generic pre-approval from your bank or credit union. But if you want the best shot at writing an offer that gets accepted, get a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet, and I'll personally join in on your offer strategy consultation like I did for Jordan and Michelle, whose very next offer was a winner. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button today at ACCUNET.com.
Property insurance continues to get more expensive. To share his knowledge on the topic and the impact, here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thanks, Vince. The first half of this year has done nothing to bring any relief to the high cost of property insurance for business owners and homeowners. Already in 2023, there have been 13 weather events, each causing more than $1 billion in insured losses. Insurance companies are reacting to this activity in several ways, raising premiums to cover their increased claim costs, restricting coverages, and raising deductibles. Buyers need a strategy in this market. R&R Insurance will bring you choices and create an environment where insurance companies will compete for your business on both coverage and price.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
With 48 years of stability, local family ownership, and deep industry knowledge, R&R Insurance will bring you cost-competitive insurance options with broad coverage. At R&R Insurance, we know property insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
It's WTMJ Now.
We are broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair Bank 59 studio. Just saw my friend Jim Rayfelt out there somewhere. Where'd he go? My friend Barry Holloway's out there as well. So thanks for coming. A lot of people here today that I know, and some people I'm just meeting for the first time. Have you had your cream puffs yet? What is wrong with you people? Get to the cream puff pavilion. Look at those guys. Yes.
Don't hassle them too hard. They've got cups with koozies on them, so they're sipping something cool and refreshing.
Is that beer in those cups? No. You're not on camera. No one's going to know. Yes, that's beer in those cups. All right, we got to get to it. Jason Smith, one of our guys from GKB and WTMJ, and now you're doing an event for The Truth on Saturday, so tell us about it.
Yes, sir. So this Saturday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., we will be at Riverside University High School right on Locust. It is going to be our biggest event of the year. It is called Truth Family Fest. I'm talking about we have all types of different resources, health resources, educational resources, financial resources. The kicker is school for most people, for early start students, start on that Monday, that following Monday, August 14th.
Oh, already.
So, quick. So what are we doing? We're giving free haircuts to any kid who comes
You're
by.
not giving haircuts.
Oh, no, not me.
I'm looking at you. Wait a second.
No, I'm not giving the haircuts, but we got a barber coming in, giving the haircuts out, school supplies. We got live music from local artists and poetry. Come in here, live entertainment, food, all types of different vendors inside the gym, outside the gym. We got so many activities for the kids. This event is going to be it, and we're trying to make this is the inaugural event, and we want to make this something every single year.
I love that you're giving haircuts. Not you again, but I love that the kids can get free haircuts because you think of back to school and it gets expensive to get a brand new outfit for the whole week, that sort of thing. But to have a fresh start, have a fresh look, start that clean, and also have the whole family there to get excited because you said poetry is going to be performed. That's part of education. You have to learn language to be able to really use some beautiful words together. So this sounds like a celebration, not just of family, but also of kind of starting this second half of the year fresh. If you get health care and more information like that.
Without question. All of it. And so we wanted to give the free haircuts because we already knew that an excuse would be, we can't come. We got to go to the barbershop early because it's going to be packed. The barbershop going to be packed on Saturday morning. So, yeah, that's not an excuse. You come on down, get crispy, let's get it.
That's smart.
Is that what the kids call it now, crispy?
Yeah, getting crispy and getting lined up, yeah.
So Riverside High School is the setting. What's the hours?
From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
10 to 3 p.m. It looks like the weather's going to be fantastic.
I'm also a sucker for a mascot. And I think Pounce is going to be there from UW Milwaukee.
Pounce will be there. We're going to have all types of different universities there.
You're a Panther guy, right?
I'm a Panther. Just graduated.
Yeah.
Couple weeks ago.
So I'm 83, which is, you weren't even...
I'm 23, so,
you weren't even on the planet then. Your parents were barely born by then. Yeah, I love that. So, have you been having fun at the fair?
I've been having a blast. This is my second time here working this, so I'm going to be here a little later for fun, too. So, no, today is going to be an amazing day.
When you stroll around for fun tonight, what are you going to stroll?
Man, I know for a fact I got to get some cream puffs. I don't feel like you
right across the mall.
Yeah, like I have to get the cream puffs. But I mean, I'm just gonna go around. I'm going to Expo. I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch some of the performances. I was doing that the other day. I felt like I was in a Disney Channel movie. They were up there doing all of like the musical and stuff. Like it was good though. It was super good. So no, I'm excited.
All right, he is Jason Smith. You hear him in the morning, in the afternoon. You're doing everything for us now. What's your ultimate goal? Are you going to have your own show?
I want my own show.
Oh, there you heard it. Bosses, are you listening? He's going to have his own show on WTMJ or one of the stations.
Yes, sir.
I love that. You are a guy that, I told you, you're my wife's favorite personality other than me. And then that's even in question. Honest to God. So
I'm flattered.
Keep up the good work. I love the energy and the passion you bring to radio. You are good at it. And you should have your own show.
Hey, listen, that's a good cosign. I got a cosign from Steve Scaffidi, so listen.
I'll put it in writing if I have to.
Okay,
Let's make this happen.
Let's make it happen.
Jason Smith, Family Fest, The Truth, 1017, Riverside High School, Saturday, 10 to
3 p.m.
Come on out. Free stuff.
All types of free stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to be broadcasting live, too, so all the hosts are going to be there. I'm talking it's going to be packed.
All right, I love it. Jason Smith. All right, another quick break. Steve and Sandy from the Bank 5-9 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Sandy and Steve will be back after this.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue. Featuring acts like Kids from Wisconsin, Here Come the Mummies and Pat McCurdy, Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between August 3rd and the 13th. Member FDIC.
Hey, WTMJ's John Rourke here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma's in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin, AzuraLiving.com, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura. AzuraLiving.com.
Why settle for just a job when you could have a career in the exciting automobile industry? I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The 115 new car dealers that make up ADAM, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee, have extremely desirable technician, sales, administrative, and management positions available now, with new ones opening up every day. The salary and benefits are fantastic. The potential for advancement is unlimited. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an ADAM new car dealer. Live the life you've always imagined. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows.
Go to work happy when you go to work in the auto industry. For current, great-paying job opportunities, visit adam.jobs. That's ADAMM.jobs.
WTMJ Now.
We are back on the road. We're at the Wisconsin State Fair. It's a gorgeous day. My younger brother Chris and his wife Bobby are out here, and their kids. My daughter Chrissy and her kids, my grandkids are out. I mean, I've seen a million high school friends and neighbors. It is like a who's who of
That's
people
what
I know
happens at the
today.
Wisconsin State Fair. You know who else is here?
Yes.
The band that's singing that song.
Love it.
REO Speedwagon on
One of my
the main
favorites of all
stage
time.
tonight.
I said before, I wish I still had the double album from whenever that was.
Yes, You Get What You Play For.
Yeah.
It's that 1977 live double album that you remember so fondly.
Yeah, of the two, of REO Speedwagon, the other one that I remember from live albums is Frampton Comes Alive, which was iconic double album. And those are kind of the two that I think about of that era. I just love their music. I saw them both perform it live. And REO is always a good show. I've seen them a number of times. And always fun, and that's our big act tonight at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Yep, Edwin McCain opening, showtime 7:30, and there are still tickets available. If you want to rock out with REO. If you've never seen them, this is a bucket list band. You will sing along to every song. Kevin Cronin still fronting the band, and it's going to be a good time tonight.
Lots of big hits, and I don't know if you'll find a more perfect night than the weather that we're seeing today. It is absolutely perfect. Not too hot. Little breeze happening. Plenty of sunshine. People thumbs up, thumbs up. Get your cream puffs if you haven't done that already. I should work for the dairy folks because I am pushing cream puffs like nobody's business. Honestly, God, I've only had one. And I just gave you a 6-pack, or actually we should say
sincerely.
Colton Grebe gave you a 6-pack of cream puff. I can't be tempted with that because I would literally eat like 4 of them before I went to bed tonight. That cannot happen in my new reality. All right, we'll take a break. After the break, another regular feature on the show, What's on Tap?
Maximize your weekend. We've got some suggestions for you. Next.
More of WTMJ Now after this.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Annex Wealth Management. If you're feeling unsettled about the markets, maybe even losing sleep, put a pro on your side. Annex Wealth Management is a clear choice for today's investing environment. Maybe you're working with someone else, but it's not feeling right. It might be time to have Annex look at your current plan for a fresh perspective. Nothing wrong with that. An investment and retirement plan built by the fee-only fiduciaries at Annex Wealth Management makes sense on so many levels. If knowing where you are and where you can go is important, today would be a great day to head to AnnexWealth.com and click on the now famous Get Started button. Plus, Annex isn't going to push commission products on you. Annex makes it convenient. They can handle it all. Retirement investment planning, tax planning, estate planning. One stop, 8 convenient locations for in-person meetings or virtual meetings via Zoom. I've done it both ways. They are experts at it. There's a significant difference between financial advisors. Know the difference. Start at AnnexWealth.com.
Roofing and exterior work are really tough jobs, and at Semperfi, we're proud of our people. And when you work with great people, you deliver great results.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semperfi.
In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service. Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service.
Need some activities to do this weekend? We've got you covered. This is What's on Tap.
What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to be here 2 to 5 Saturday.
You and me both on that Saturday, but there are other things going on. What's on Tap, sponsored by Milwaukee Downtown. Bid number 21, experience downtown in every sense. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com. And here are some suggestions to maximize your weekend, starting with the obvious. Yes, the Wisconsin State Fair now through Sunday at the Wisconsin State Fair Park in West Allis, which is right where we are. Come see us at the Bank 5-9 studio Saturday from 2 to 5, but just come celebrate, discover what makes our state great. Agriculture to entertainment, it's all here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Live music, livestock, amusement rides and games on the Spin City Midway, culinary creations of all kinds, corn dogs on a stick to cream puffs, cheese curds, Sporky Award winners, You're going to find something that's going to tickle your taste buds. And new this year are the Drinkies Award winners.
Oh, yes.
You'll see signs for that. The Big Slide, the Sky Glider, the Pig Races are all back. And the air-conditioned Expo Center has deals and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of exhibitors to entertain you.
Splicers and dicers and ShamWows and mops and all that crazy stuff.
For more info, including the Food Finder feature, if there's something in particular you're looking for that's deep fried or on a stick or something sporky, you will find the Food Finder feature at the Wisconsin State Fair website. WIS State Fair, wistatefair.com. Also, the Waukesha Rotary Blues Fest, Friday and Saturday at Nagawaki Park in Delafield for the 16th year. The Waukesha Rotary Blues Fest, an American music and art festival. You can enjoy music and artworks in a beautiful park venue. Friday and Saturday, live music under a huge tent from 1 to 10 p.m., plus an art show to browse and tasty food from barbecue to jerk chicken. The headliners, Friday night, Stax recording artist Southern Avenue, and Saturday night, Maria Muldaur, who you are hearing.
Famous.
This was her big 1974 hit, Midnight at the Oasis.
Well, you had me at barbecue, but go ahead.
Sure, but blues and barbecue, it goes together. But yeah, Maria Muldaur continues her jazzy blues career. She'll be performing Saturday night. And also happening, the Milwaukee Dragon Boat Festival is Saturday at the Lakeshore State Park in downtown Milwaukee. It's another unique ethnic festival here in Milwaukee, and it is back. The Milwaukee Dragon Boat Festival celebrates Chinese culture with exciting boat races on the lakefront as the highlight. Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. It's free. It also features traditional Chinese dance and folk music performances, plus martial arts. And there will be games to play and take your kids, hands-on activities. You can create opera masks and lanterns. You can even learn Chinese language and writing. Free fun starts at 10 a.m. The opening ceremony, Dotting the Eye of the Dragon. And it wraps with the awards ceremony in the beer tent at 3 p.m.
That's something I would go to. It sounds interesting.
I've never been. I've always been curious. And people have registered. It's going to be very beautiful to look at and to making the most of the lake. And this is that Lakeshore State Park. It's right near Discovery World, between Discovery World and the Art Museum.
One of the most spectacular views of Lake Michigan and the skyline that you'll ever see in Milwaukee.
And there's also, from the ethnic to the eccentric, Center Street Days is Saturday in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood on Center Street between Holden and Humboldt. I like this. Starts at 11, goes till 7. At noon, there are plenty of interesting events and entertainment to enjoy. And at noon is the Creative and Kooky Art Cart Race at Center and Bremen Streets.
I've never heard of this.
You create something on wheels. It has to be steerable and it has to be human-powered. So maybe you and 4 of your buddies create something out of cardboard on an old skateboard. It lets people's creativity shine.
I love it.
And the Booney Bike Showdown at 2 p.m. 30 bands on 8 stages around the neighborhood. It is Center Street Days, and that is what's on tap. If you're interested in any of those fun events, you want to know more, go to WTMJ.com and look for what's on tap.
That's why I love the feature, because there's things I never thought about that I would actually do. So thanks for bringing that to us.
You're very welcome.
She is Sandy Maxx. I'm Steve Scaffidi. We're broadcasting live from the Bank 59 studios at the Wisconsin State Fair. A little more show to get to before we hand it off to Jeff Wagner. Stay tuned. Keep listening and keep having fun at the fair, all you folks. Yes, cream puffs yet? No, still not yet. I am pushing those cream puffs today. I should be a paid promoter, don't you think? Yes. You'll have to work those details out.
Or you just need to start wearing the Craven D. Puff mascot outfit.
Because it's not being utilized anymore. I'll throw the costume on for a little bit. I'll do anything. All I do is give. That's all I do on the show. Sandy and Steve from the Wisconsin State Fair.
Downtown Milwaukee is the place to be for summer fun. The Milwaukee Dragon Boat Festival, a celebration of Chinese culture, returns Saturday to Lakeshore State Park. Downtown Employee Appreciation Week kicks off Monday with games, socials, free lunch, and more. Plus, on Wednesday, the Milwaukee Night Market returns to Wisconsin Avenue. So come on down.
And attorneys to integrate all aspects of your financial life. Get all the expertise